There you go. Well met, lords and ladies. Jacob Butter speaking. Um, uh, Biryani. There you go. My in on the bits. Am I doing it right? There you go. I said it out loud that time. No misspellings. I don't know. If you were wondering what's going on with that, and they're watching the VOD later, the chats just started mentioning like random foods for some reason. And I was looking through to see what the context was, and I don't see the beginning of the conversation. So I'm just like, all right, fine, we're just going to say things. All right, then. We'll go with that. Anyways, we're back with another editing stream, and Ghosty is also here. You can see her in the chat right now, so I can't do a segue because she's already here. Hello.
Hello. Oh, so couscous is not that bad.
No, it's not. In fact, it was used as an example delicacy in Twisted recently.
That's because like couscous isn't like the best thing in the world, but I wouldn't go as far as to call every grain better than couscous.
I mean, yeah, this wasn't really my attempts to dive into the quality of the different foodstuffs we were talking about. Rather, just to mention the first food that came to mind.
It's Vin who's saying that everything is better than couscous.
This is kind of like whenever you bring up like a TV or movie reference in front of Aiden, and he has to give his opinion on the whole franchise, even if you're just using it as like a one-off example.
Like Vin being like, no, every grain is better than couscous, even though couscous isn't that bad. I'll stand by couscous. It's unfair to judge couscous.
Every time you hear the grain of couscous hears you, or whatever that video that BB made was. Why did that not translate over? Anyway, you see I'm still doing mouths. This is I've skipped scene 5, by the way. I'm going to scene 7. Just so people are aware of that. But yeah, this is I thought this was it's because he's turned around, that's why. Because over here I was like, well, mouthless more winner, so we mouthless no more. And then I forgot that actually in a rare display for these Aiden scenes, he actually has the character turn around, which is fantastic. Just I was not expecting it.
Meanwhile, Bon is here like, you skipped scene 5, you skipped my scene? You disrespect the elderly?
The elder? What? Okay, now I'm even more confused than with the food stuff.
How dare you?
Oh, okay, because you mean for the scene that you were featured in. So I was thinking purely in terms of editing. That was my bad.
Meanwhile, I'm sitting here writing a script and sending Jacob some bits of it for input.
Yeah, that's that is true. That's what you said you were working on. Do you want me to put that on screen, or do you want to just have that in the background?
I'm currently just doing it in the background right now, but once in a while I will poke you for input if that's okay.
Oh yeah, that's
right now
fine.
I'm going to briefly describe the scene I'm writing, or the scene I'm trying to write. Okay, so Kami is in the attic trying to convince Ulrich to become the bookkeeper of the Monster Compendium.
To anyone who doesn't know who Kami is, main essential character of the series that Ghosty is working on.
It's kind of like a magical girl deal, but not.
Yeah, not to be confused with a character from Dragon Ball, unrelated.
Like, Kami is Kwame adjacent, and it took me longer than normal to realize that.
I don't know if I've made that joke before. There's a chance I might have, but I don't remember doing so.
No, like, you didn't. It was only after, like, watching Miraculous Ladybug again. Mostly because I wanted to watch the Magical Girls for some, like, inspiration to go back into script writing for Monster Compendium. I was like, hey, Kami is kind of Kwame adjacent, isn't she?
Ah, well, there you go.
Think about it. She's a small magical flying fox, and you could say that the purpose of Kami is different, and also the fact that she's just straight up made of paper and water soluble.
Yeah, there is literally a small magical flying fox in Miraculous, so that part matches, but not the paper parts.
Trix is my least favorite.
Then again, there was also an akumatized villain that like flew around on a paper airplane. So there's the two concepts have fused, I suppose.
Yeah, except for the fact that I dislike Miraculous Ladybug. I was just watching it as inspiration, but also, why is my
I'm
concept
shocked that's the
close
show
to
that you
this
chose of all the
garbage?
Magical Girl shows. One that you didn't like. I'm surprised.
I picked the one that I didn't like. And then there's Johnny. It's like, what? Trix is my least favorite Miraculous.
Yeah. Okay. So to remind her, because he said that in character as Amy. Amy in Johnny's canon, to remind people of this, is the daughter of Nino and Alia, and therefore knows Trix exceptionally well.
Oh no! Trix is still my least favorite Miraculous. I'm sorry.
Oh my goodness. Nah.
She is my least favorite, not because she doesn't have like a cool power or anything for her not because she doesn't have like a cool concept, but because I think the power of Rena Rouge's power is kind of lame.
Really? I mean, it kind of reminds me a little bit of Gus's whole journey in the Owl House, right? The same idea of like what use are illusions? Well, they can go to the extent of like as far as like the mind itself of the person can elevate them to a certain degree, of course.
To a certain degree, but unfortunately, we don't see how far the concept can go in Miraculous itself, which is why Trix is my least favorite. We don't see how far the power can be taken. We only see like the bare bones, and that's it. Leading me to come to the obvious conclusion that it feels pretty superfluous.
I don't know. I'm sure that if I thought about it in detail, I could definitely think of a number of situations, except that not counting the debut episode, which was the whole point of it being introduced. That would have been a good use of illusions. Then again, a lot of that was also Volpina, which was unrelated to Trix specifically, but was same power adjacent.
Yeah, same power adjacent. But it's unfortunate that Trix is not used to her fullest. Trix and her powers are not used to their fullest capacity, and that's why she's my least favorite Miraculous. There's a lot of times when the power of illusions could have come in handy, but they're unfortunately within the context of the complete narrative.
Yeah. Well, I mean, part of that was, of course, the how much of a backfired decision it was to keep hold of all the Miraculous except for in specific situations and like lend them out to people as time went by, which was eventually corrected. So part of that, yeah, of course, essentially it's like, oh yeah, but this would be nice to have this power at this particular moment, but unfortunately we can't. You could probably apply that to most of them to differing degrees, I suppose.
Yeah,
it stands out more when it comes to illusions because we introduced that idea first, and so it was in our heads for much longer.
Yeah, there was also a lot of the Miraculous. Oh, apparently Emily wants in.
Oh, okay. Sure. All right then.
Say that a lot of the Miraculous were kind of introduced and are underutilized concepts, like as a whole. And that's why, like, part of Miraculous Ladybug tickles my brain in some aspects, but that's mostly because they introduce a lot of cool things and then just don't do things with them. I'm trying very hard not to swear.
Also, Emily's not paying to be let in. That's just how member chats show up. Well, I guess okay. In terms of like the member chats, like this is what I would give you. But
Well,
I
she
mean,
is technically paying.
I thought that I thought Bob meant super chat when I said that, and I corrected myself like halfway through my sentence. That was past the point of no return. But anyway, Emily, hi.
Hi.
Oh, by the way, Emily, Grassface,
Yeah.
your box is ready to be shipped out.
So I've seen you sent me that in the middle.
And
of
your
the
audio is
conversation.
incredibly quiet.
Yeah, sorry. That's turn it up. I was. Is that any better?
A little bit. I was actually about to turn up your settings myself, but then I realized, but then I saw the thing scroll past, like, oh, it's the same button for you. I didn't know that.
I was trying to fix it for recording lines to make it not terrible.
Also, by the way, sorry for like sending you things during school. I go to work at 6 a.m. Eastern Standard Time.
To be fair, I'm on my phone during school half the time, so can you really blame yourself? No.
I just send people things, you know, the things whenever I have them ready, and whenever they see them is when, you know, I is when I guess they get acknowledged, not necessarily because I'm like, oh yeah, deal with this at this precise moment.
Like, I normally wouldn't be sending Emily messages, you know, early in the morning / mid-afternoon. Except for the fact I'm currently putting together a box of very American confectionaries for Mrs. Nightwolf. And I'm currently filling it full of a lot of American sweets I think she'll enjoy. Like, for instance, hold on. Let me go get the box.
I mean, do you want to ruin the surprise if it's a surprise? I don't know if it is, but... Okay.
There's some surprise. She did send me a picture of the sweet aisle and just went, what do you want? I said, what is half of that? She was like, great, I know what to put in the box.
Well, yeah, but which half is the question at that point? That's what I would be asking at that stage.
I didn't know any of it. I knew what Hershey's was, and that was about it.
I mean, yeah, because I think we have Hershey's chocolate here, but not like Hershey's Kisses specifically. I don't think.
Unfortunately, Hershey's would be very fun. Unfortunately, Hershey's would melt in the mail before they got to. Like, they say it's the unmeltable candy, but Hershey's actually melts really easily.
Lovely.
Like, Albany's world's best gummies. I got you the bears and the funny worm guys.
Gummy worms.
Tastes like gummies.
We have Nerds Gummy
A little bit of a Cat Girl Island reference there for those who enjoy a bit of a deep lore cut.
So I'm incredibly excited about Nerds Gummy Clusters, guys.
And then we have Jolly Ranchers, both the hard candy and the gummies.
I'm so excited.
And we also have Taki's Blue Heat, the wavy kind.
What a fantastic name.
I bought these at the store, and my mom was like, wait, you have acid reflux, you'll die if you eat these. And then I said, oh, I'm sending the Victorian child a box.
The Victorian child?
Yes, that's because I also
killed his mother.
Oh, I told my mum you requested more savory things, and she was like, "So Walkers?" And I'm like, basically.
I mean, yeah. Well, Walkers has a different name in the US, so yeah. Basically, I don't know if that would count.
What
as
was that?
something
An
new.
Monster Munch.
Actually, actually, it's Lays. Walkers are Lays in the US, which you know gives a very obvious punchline about you know physical exercise that I'm not going to make because I'm classy like that.
Right, but do they have a Monster Munch and prawn cocktail, Chris?
What the fuck is a Monster Munch?
Okay, see,
There's
now
your
that's
answer.
what
So
I'm
you
putting
do an
in the
exchange.
box.
There we go. Yeah, there you You're gonna start your own like you're gonna start your own like Tokyo treat situation. Your own version of Boxu.
Yes,
Yes,
but like, what would be
The job.
boxing for American treats?
British
It would
is-
probably have like some dumb pun name.
Yeah, I was trying to think.
British savoury is a lot harder, and I hope you know that. My first thought was hobnobs, and those are biscuits.
Like, if you want, you could just
Yeah.
put some candy in there. I don't really care what you put in the box.
I'm
I,
gonna
like,
have
I'm
to.
not
I
a
don't
fan.
know what.
Like, I would prefer savory, but if you run out of savory things, I don't mind candy. Also, yes, bun. I will pay extra.
Oh, you know a candy sweet. You've got me saying candy now. You're absolutely getting Vimto chew bars. I don't know. Is Vimto also in America?
What?
Brand, like the
Well,
brand
Vimto.
Vimto.
I don't remember Vimto from America, so I guess not.
I really like Vimto chew bars, and they're so hard to find. I have to order them off Amazon, but they're my favorite thing. So you're definitely getting a couple of those.
Fair enough. Do
Vimto in
you
general is
remember
underrated.
do you remember the Vimtoad, the mascot?
No,
I don't
didn't
know what
they
you
had
guys
a
are talking
mascot.
about.
There you go.
It's a brand, a very fruity
Vimto
brand.
had a mascot called the Vimtoad.
Does this
Also,
have blackcurrant in?
does that satisfy the swear jar?
Oh, did I miss a swear? Thank you for the donation anyway, but still.
Yes, I
You're
did.
doing right.
I did indeed drop the bomb.
Ah, I see.
That is appalling of you. Can't believe
Like,
you've done
that's
that.
because you bought a Monster Munch, and I don't know what Monster Munch is. Hold on, let me
It's
look this
Monster
up.
Munch. It's Monster
That doesn't
Munch,
help.
obviously. I don't think I like Monster. I haven't had a Monster Munch in a long time. But that is certainly British.
Hmm.
Like, I just bought it up, and it was like, oh, there's ghosts.
There's a
ghosts.
horse in the
There's Ghost
hospital.
Monster Munch. What are these? Why do they come in such fun shapes?
Because they're great and amazing.
Yeah, like, I see, like, the Walker's brand, and I'm like, yeah, these are definitely not in the US. There's
just Lay's.
Heinz Monster Munch Mayo?
They do mayo. Ew.
Well, Heinz is a condiment brand anyway.
Mayo. That is dastardly. Sorry, that is a very British. What, dastardly? Is that British? Dastardly. God.
Well, I think
wrong
that's
with
why
me?
we picked it. That's why we picked it for our collab channel.
That's true. I forgot about Dastardly Duo. Mostly because it doesn't
It's
exist.
Duo Dastardly, yeah.
Duo Dastard, same thing.
Well, yeah, no, because we didn't get past the 5 uploads.
Also,
no, we did not.
Emily, I wanted to print you a Final Break sticker, but I'm having troubles with my printer right now, so we'll have to wait until another time.
No sticker. I'm
By the
sending
way,
you a bracelet, though.
Oh, that's okay. There's some things in this box that you haven't seen yet.
Oh,
yeah, don't
lovely.
spoil everything. Yeah.
Yeah.
By the way, Ghost looked up Vimto Chuba, and as American, she can confirm that she's never seen it in any shop she's been to. So there you go.
Good.
Yeah,
Hi,
there's a
Asta.
lot of British-only sweets that I think look tasty but also gross at the same time.
I'm actually going to turn my camera on once because I want to show off my cat.
Oh, cat?
That's share screen. Damn it.
Okay.
And my camera's that. Hi guys, random facial. Asta. Hi. Don't do that. Okay, the cat's under the desk. Never mind. I'll turn
Like,
back on when she gets back up.
I just look in the corner of your room and I see the yippee.
Yeah.
Yippee!
That's
I just
above my
look in the
bed.
corner and see the autism creature right there.
Okay,
Asta,
by
if you're
the
eating
way,
my
Johnny, I'm
wires-
pretty sure Vimto's both of those things. Like the Vimto brand, there's like that, like their specific flavoring they made into like like gum sweets or whatever, like that. So it's both basically. Is my
Women don't
understanding.
do other things.
I wonder
many
how many
calories
calories
is it?
that cat
Wait.
is. Fun!
I have a box of 60 right here, I'll tell you.
60.
Okay.
Don't ask. I can't see. I can't tell. How do I find calories? Is it on the box?
But at least to say,
No.
I told my mom about the past package exchange, and she was like very supportive in helping me pick out what to put in this box, other than what you requested.
Yippee.
So there are like some American exclusive treats in here, including a pack of goobers.
Is that the thing I asked about? And I was like, what type of name is Goobers?
Yes. But it's unfortunate that goobers are only sold exclusively at Kroger's.
Kroger's.
Yeah, it's the store I work in.
Oh. Can you stop eating my wire? The cat's trying to electrocute itself.
As cats do.
Can you stop? Asta. She was sociable earlier, but she just woke up. So now she's crazy. Oh, fried cat? Yeah.
For a second, I thought you
fried
said your
cat.
cat's name was Asta.
Asta. Yeah, it kind of merged into Asda sometimes. She's not named after the British shop, I promise.
I was gonna say that is one shop that I know that Ghosty won't have heard of.
She's accidentally named after one of my voice actors.
Say that I wouldn't have heard of. Okay,
I'm not sure maybe there are Astas in the US now, but
like it is on my like.
Asda owns Walmart or Target. One at a Walmart, I think.
I mean, that's good for them, but it doesn't really answer my question.
Well, I'm assuming they don't have it if they own the America. The America.
They own America. That's right.
I wish they did. They might run the country better than our current oligarchical overlords.
I mean, do you trust a corporation more than more than the human beings? Not the human beings are doing exceptionally well or anything, but I mean, corporations. That's almost like an exclusively.
America is almost
America.
90% corporations.
Yeah, do you want that extra 10% as well?
It would be better than the 0.3%.
Well, okay then.
I'm making a joke about the wage disparity.
Okay, yeah, because I was gonna say that didn't add up, but I wasn't gonna divulge that. I thought the bid had passed.
The bid has never passed. Ow! I just hit my knee on the table.
By the way, one thing that I'm going to be trying to fix right now is if you can see on my screen how the clouds move in the background. That's because they're on a separate layer like this. That's why I keep sending green screen or like transparent backgrounds these days. Problem is, there are some lines in here where the VAs have paused, and the footage I got back from Aiden does not align with that, and they just keep talking, which means that I have to make sure that I have I have actual I have actual closed mouths. So I've been taking screenshots of different scenes and putting them in, which has been fine up until the point where I actually need where I need to have backgrounds that move. So I basically going to do this and hope that works.
Also, Ghost Kitty is like, has anyone here tried the Kellogg's Scooby-Doo Cinnamon Baked Graham Crackers? Yes. They're shaped like bones and look like dog treats. Yes. I do. I personally don't like them. That's because I don't like cinnamon-flavored food. That's because when I was a wee child, I stuck a cinnamon Tic Tac up my nostrils. And ever since then, I've hated the smell and taste of anything cinnamon.
I've got a similar backstory, but for wasp stings. You can imagine exactly how that came to be.
Baby Jacob got stung by a wasp.
In the mouth, yes.
Oh, God. Oh.
Yeah, which by the way, again, same issue here. We've got Moina saying "Are you" for this part. I didn't put the sound on. Are you? Silence.
And then Bon is like,
yeah.
And then Bon is like, Jacob, did you stick a wasp up your nose?
I mean, that would have been worse. So it wasn't as bad as that. But still pretty bad.
It's still pretty bad.
Yeah, we also on a picnic, basically. I think we're like in the middle of like a road trip or something, and then we just like and then we stopped. We stopped to have lunch. So basically like at an improvised picnic, which we should not have done.
Also, I like one thing about the script I'm writing right now is that Kami keeps calling Ulrich second born until Ulrich has to correct her. I'll tell you what, second born. Ulrich.
I forget this actually. Does Kami know about the firstborn in order to know to call Ulrich secondborn? Okay, all right then.
Kami knows about the firstborn. She just doesn't know about the third.
All right. I just wasn't sure how far firstborn got essentially.
The news has
because of how Anya calls Damien second son in Spy X Family.
What? Because on the because usually in adaptations, you either get the perfect adaptation that changes not the leader adaptation. Cuts out entire storylines from the manga in order to make the manga, and cuts out whole entire chapters from the manga so the anime shapes out.
Oh, speaking of cutting things out entirely, guess what happened to your audio just then?
It cut out and deleted.
Yep. I hate to break it to you. But yeah.
It also doesn't help that I'm stuttering through my sentence like a broken computer.
There's a definite difference between the two, but yeah, there's also that.
Like, Kami is insulted for someone to be holding the monster compendium who's not the correct person. It's like, you'll do. Yeah, I was expecting somebody else.
That just kind of sounds like Grace from Avatar. Like James Cameron Avatar.
Oh, I never watched James Cameron Avatar. No offense, but I was never too enthused about the concept of Avatar to begin with. It just seemed like another bland as rice white savior narrative.
Well, I think people will fail to account when it comes to because people like wonder why like it became as successful as it did if it's essentially like the same narrative as so many other things. People fail to estimate how many people's like first time experiencing those said narratives it was. It was my first time experiencing like a narrative like that, I think, as far as I can recall anyway. So that probably played a part in it, honestly. Like if it had more widespread appeal than the stuff that it was based on, then yeah, it was going to get further and be seen as the originator of it, at least in the minds of the people before they realize, oh yeah, there's some stuff that came before it. Because some people bring up like these like other films or something that did like a similar concept, and I'm like, what are those things? Even to this day, it's like, what are you talking about?
First Avatar was good on multiple levels. Visuals and say it. Like it didn't look as good as the first movie. I've seen.
This is what I was talking about, by the way. Bringing up something as in a referential example, and then immediately going into opinions of the whole franchise.
No, it's just a thing that good visuals do not save a bad story.
Well, I mean, that's like the philosophy of Gacha review, so I definitely agree with that. That being said, my favorite aspect of Avatar, I think, was the world building.
Yeah,
I mean, this was like like peak during my like major astronomy phase that I went through from like the ages of like 5 to 12. So yeah, pretty much around the time I saw Avatar. It didn't end it. I think it went a bit further than that actually, but yeah. I mean, space is cool, as Markiplier said. So I was fascinated by this extra planet that had like actual detail behind it, rather than like, oh hey, we're gonna stop by this one planet and then and then we're not going to remain here for too long. And even if we do, it's going to look similar to Earth. The only example I'd had before that was Tom and Jerry Blast Off to Mars. So, not exactly like I had a huge field to really to really like pull from at the time. I also love Tom and Jerry Blast Off to Mars. I'm not going to, diss that film, but yeah.
Also, Ghost Kitty is talking to Bon, like, at Bon, they're very cheap to buy if you know where to buy them. They tasted bad at first for me and my mom, but after eating them for a while, I really like them. And, Ghost Kitty, American products are not selling in Canada right now. Because of the tariffs?
Not very much I can add to that conversation.
So Bon cannot get Scooby-Doo fruit snacks. Unless I want to ship them to Bon, I have no problem doing that. Bon, open your mailbox. I'm coming.
Go, Steve. The shipper of sweets.
At this point, you are going to start your own like rival business to Tokyo Treats.
Like, Tokyo Treat doesn't sell American products, do they?
Well, their name is Tokyo Treat, so I doubt it very much.
Like, what would the American comparison to Tokyo Treats be called? American Munchies? That name just sounds hilarious.
Munchy, crunchy, chocolatey. Speaking of that, actually, have you seen the Cocoa Puffs theory that Alex Bale posted yesterday?
No, I haven't.
Would recommend. I've not seen a single Cocoa Puffs advert, so it was all brand new information to me. But it's like, oh, okay, all right then.
Like, the Cocoa Puffs advertisements are often psychedelic, but usually not enough to be considered war crimes.
Well, I mean, I was going to say, except for apparently there is one of them where he
Don't
like actually is in a military facility and floods the place with milk and chocolate.
Ah.
Again, I only know that from the video, so.
You can't eat brookie bites. The cat's trying to eat brookie bites, guys. Help.
What are rookie bites?
Brownie and cookie bites.
Oh.
That sounds amazing.
Say
I've not
hi.
heard of that.
They are amazing. She's like right next to the microphone and keeps sniffing it.
Yeah.
Say hi.
That was another part of the Alex Bale theory, by the way. Birds can't eat chocolates. Why is their mascot a bird? That was another part of it.
That is a good question, unless we consider that the bird mascot of Cocoa Puffs somehow a genetic mutation.
That never came up in the theory. You never know. Oh, hey, wait a minute. There was. Oh, okay, all right. Okay, so here we got two closed mouths. So here Aiden did have a pause, although I'm pretty sure that's because at this point in the script I wrote the word pause, so that's why it came up.
And then there's William, who's like, the bird isn't really a bird. The bird isn't a bird, Jacob. It's just a psychedelic hallucination.
I guess we're all cuckoo in the end then.
BRB.
Yeah, I point out the pauses in this, by the way, because I remember that the one thing that Aiden mentioned back in the day that he actually complained about my process of was actually that there's like I used to just go by mostly by the script lines rather than the visuals, and to some degree when I'm out and I don't have my headphones I still do that, and then I work with the voice actors later if there's something that doesn't match. If you have multiple texts, it's normally fine. But yeah, but he actually pointed out that his method was okay. Well, he's selected the text beforehand. He's going to go through them. He's going to go through based on the audio when he's making the visuals, which is why it's so strange that there's so many pauses in this, knowing how he works. Except in this part, because obviously, again, I put that in. That was in the script where he actually does pause for effect.
He does pause for effect, and it's only when pausing for effect that he usually doesn't.
That being said, I am surprised by how many times they actually, turn around and face away from each other, because a lot of these other scenes have mostly been, if people see Mrs. Dysart, somewhat similar to that. It's because of how of the confidence levels in Gacha Life too. But yeah, not this time. Which again, I'm grateful for in this instance. I do need to get separate layers if I want to turn them around, because there is no fade in this case. In fact, I'm actually going to duplicate.
So you have been prophesized. Although I do like one thing in the script I'm writing, it's like, as the firstborn, yada yada, wield the book and sword that are your birthright, and do as you've been prophesized. And Alec's like, wait, I'm going to stop you right there. Prophesized as in, no, Actually, you're not. But you'll have to do.
What? Oh, so but you'll have to do. Sorry, I heard, but you have to do. It's like, okay, never mind. Yeah.
I'm trying to subvert the prophecy, the like prophesized hero narrative a little bit.
Hmm.
Y'all remember when you gaslit me into thinking I hallucinated seeing a penguin? No, I saw the penguin too, Bon.
That makes it even worse, Ghosty.
Oh, I didn't know that made it worse.
Well, yeah, because if you saw it too, then you did gaslight Bomb because no one else seemed to agree with that. I, on the other hand, was genuinely confused about the penguin.
The penguin is your desktop background.
And I was confused by it.
So you did see it, and you didn't tell me. I said it out loud that I saw the penguin too, and I wondered where Jacob was hiding it. And little did we both know that the penguin was
Yeah, is that still my
William.
background?
The penguin is real. Okay.
Nope. See, this is the thing. Look at my desktop. It changes. It changes. That's why I didn't know.
Now it's a cottage in the Alps, or I don't know what that is.
Well, I mean, that's the thing. Neither do I. So that's where, again, that's the confusion.
Geographic locations are my weakness.
Hmm.
Top 10 reasons why Ghosty should never play GeoGuessr.
Come back to GeoGuessr.
But I think I can actually like share the part of the script I have done so far. No. I'm debating. Should I?
Up to you, I guess. In the meantime, I'm lamenting the fact that I apparently can't copy paste keyframes from one layer to another, even though I thought that was a thing I could do. Don't know why that's not working.
Meanwhile, Bon is delivering the news that Emily should be in chat.
Hi.
Anyway, gang, thought you'd want to know that the Dead series final break is starting up production very soon, within the next week.
I'm taking away the extra £5 I was going to pay you, Bon. Your pay rise is getting deducted. By that I mean it's not, but I'm going to threaten you with it anyway.
Why? Because she broke the NDA? Because they broke the NDA?
Yeah,
That's
Bon,
what I
you're
was
breaking
about to
me.
say, yeah.
I was. Yeah, I was. It was a whole £5, which is something in Canadian dollars.
It sure is. And also American dollars.
And also American. It's something in other people's currency. Who knew? Not me.
Pound sterling. Okay, £5 sterling is £5 sterling is $9.27 in Canadian dollars.
There you go.
Good enough.
Oh, £5 sterling is $6.47 in American dollars.
Oh, I almost
Master,
forgot to
stop
put
playing
this
with
image
the
in.
wire. Thank you. That does not mean play with the other wire. She does not care.
Hmm.
Who wants Sprite Cat? Because I'm going to get one very soon.
And then we have Ghost Kitty in chat. Hey, Jacob.
Yes.
Yeah. Could you look at chat for a second?
Oh, there was a chat
Jacob
message
Butter?
from Ghost Kitty saying, "Can you look at chat, please?" I mean, I
No,
suppose.
I'm asking you to look at chat. Ghost Kitty.
Oh.
Just type the thing.
Oh, I see. Okay. Oh, I have lines now. I understand. Okay. All right, then. What's this book?
Hello, I've been trying to contact you about your car's extended warranty.
Slam. Okay, last time I touch the thing up here. Goodbye now. Oh, this is another weird thing that keeps happening. You see like this jagged image here. Like you would think if he's in the same position that he is right now, that he wouldn't be like dislocated like this. Or maybe it's because the character shuffles over. Wait, no, that's weird. No, his shoulder stays exactly the same. What? Why is it doing that? Okay.
Your guess is as good as mine.
Okay. Well, I guess we'll extend this a little bit.
Meanwhile, I'm struggling a little bit to finish a certain.
I'm still posing. No one told me this editing method requires more posing than actual editing.
It's got to like
Don't
two,
you
so I guess
yell
if
at me.
anything, it requires a lot more posing.
The cat's mad.
Oh,
'cause I
good
won't let
lord,
her
what have I done? Oh, look.
self-delete.
now Morwenna's been...
Now Morwenna has
now
been
Morwenna's
cut.
cut off. Oh, God. Oh, no.
You gave
Okay.
Morwenna,
you gave Morwenna a
happened to
very
you?
unseasonal haircut.
no, I
New
think
plan.
you deserve that.
Honestly, like the scene I just posted on members only, that also had the exact same problem. But yeah, well, not anymore. But I fixed it. But I was like, I rendered that scene like, I think like honestly probably about like 5 separate times. Except for I had to do 2 renders per time because of a once again you'll love this if I load the project again. Is it this one? Yes it is. Well, Emily has seen the has seen the final
Morwenna.
the title of the thing, so she knows what's coming. But yeah, to everyone else,
I think we all saw the title because when you post to members only, it pings in the server.
fair enough.
Just no one can watch it except for me, because I'm cool.
I want to
That's why
buy
you
him.
should buy a membership.
I do want to buy a membership. Apparently, there's been some
I'll be
exclusive
perfectly
editing.
honest, Ghosty. It's cheaper than super chats.
Yeah, it would be cheaper than constant super chats, and you can finally get paid a living wage for your service as an influencer.
I wouldn't know about. I don't know about living wage. I intentionally put it as like the lowest value I possibly could. I don't think that's exactly constitutes living wage. Okay, so here we go. You'll notice that there are 2 layers here. So just going to emphasize this phone in the corner here. So this is gonna be a bit of a season 2 throwback, everyone. So this phone in the footage that I got was pink.
Oh.
So I changed it. And that required a whole separate render.
You could have
Because
just.
I didn't have the original phone. It was like a green screen thing, so, yeah. Also, the exact same, style, it's not the same style of filter. It's the same conversion to pink to orange that you know, Mondial Orange had. That's another thing.
I cannot make this look normal. Terry, man.
Making things look
Terry.
normal is weird.
Hmm.
It's just Terry. Little bugger.
You remember we want to super chat for that.
Why is he built like that?
Built like a brick house.
What part is giving you trouble? Is it the hair? It's normally the hair.
No, it's the hand. I can't. Bloody. I'm trying to put his hand on his hip and it's not going well.
Oh, okay.
That's
Okay.
because
It just looks wrong.
We didn't
No,
shade anything about.
No, it's just I can't pose, and also he just looks ugly.
That's.
Are you using the documents? Are you using the document with all the Gacha Club poses?
No, I'm trying to
Would you like
thing
to?
it so I can stop motion animate it. I don't like half of them anyway. They suck.
Like, there's also there's also the fact that Gacha Life 2 is kind of finicky.
It is, yeah. There's a lot. Well, I mean, people have seen, of course, as I'm doing right now. There's a lot that goes into making Gacha Life 2 masquerade as being capable of some of the other stuff that it's that the other apps were.
Honestly,
And also
Gacha,
poses.
The other apps couldn't, you know.
like, Gacha Life 2 has some good quality of life features, but it's unfortunate that it's as broken as it is.
Yeah.
Like, I love Gacha Life 2's many quality of life features, like being able to move the eyes and the attempted animation feature, although it is kind of broken right now.
Yeah, the PC version also doesn't really support that one. I used an animated pose for last year's remake, and it was and the fact that no one can tell where it is definitely solidifies that it's not worth.
Obvious where it is.
Oh, it is. Okay, fair enough then.
Well, nowhere else is there that very smooth. Even my stop motion can't very smoothly do that weird, stupid thing. As much as I try.
Well, fair enough then. Maybe people did notice, so maybe I'm wrong. Maybe I'll do it again next year. Probably not. Okay, now let's see if I paste event attributes again. Is it going to? Yeah. Oh, and now his mouth is gone. Of course it is. Oh, that's the whole point. I just need to unveil. No, that's making the plants turn darker green. This is the part where I'm like, you know, it's like what am I doing? Because like the difference between the shades of green from the chroma key to the regular just is thoroughly inconsequential. But I care, even if no one else does.
Like, that's the feeling when I'm editing. No one cares about these small little details. But I do. I care a little bit too much.
Me making a pose and moving the arm by 1 degree.
there is there is also that. I mean, dislocated joints particularly. I mean, you can even see Moena a little bit here, teeny tiny bit. Classic Gacha Life 2.
Mine's clipping.
Also, it's worth pointing out that that
so
document,
badly.
that document, by the way, has one major flaw, which is the reason that I'm considering making my own document after the remake wraps up. And that flaw is that the person who made all those posts and recreated them with a like differently scaled gacha character as reference, which means that whenever anyone transfers them over to just the normal gacha characters, the poses are completely out of place.
That's why they look so stupid.
That's why they look so stupid. Yeah. So because of course that's one thing that I had to fix along the way if I want to use any of said poses. Then yeah, at some point I'm gonna make my own version. Wait a second, what just happened there? Oh. Okay, the colors are... Less said about that, the better.
Oh, that looks inappropriate. Oh, God.
Yeah.
Guys, don't set up an arm crossing thing when the character needs to put that is a bad thing.
Oh yeah, do you want me to share your screen, Emily?
Feel free. Life is free.
Okay. All right. Now you know what this. I've got a better idea for Marwick here.
What did you just say? I like tuned out of the conversation for a moment. What happened?
I said that I said that I said, Emily, you want me to share your screen, and she said flip.
Saba, you may Saba. That's not the right one. That's not French. Oh my God.
Well, Sava is French. It just doesn't make sense in this context.
No, it's French, but that's not right. That's not the right French.
Emily is not here right now. Leave a message after the beep. Beep. Are you having a stroke?
I think so.
I think so.
Oh my goodness. Okay. For some reason, is it gonna? There we go. All right. I'll leave that on for a bit while I work on making the plants properly green again.
Watch me individually change a pose for one thing, one bit of dialogue.
Oh, it's kind of like me saving like the different like head rotation screenshots and like noting like the angles for each one, even if they deviate by a single angle. Because that is, I've mentioned this before, that is the way that I make sure I know I can do like head rotation and animated mouths.
Why does he look like he's grabbing his crutch?
Yeah, that's what I meant by it looks ever so slightly inappropriate.
You can change the layering
slightly,
of the character and put his arms behind his back. That's probably the better method there.
Yeah, but now I can't see where his arm is.
Oh, well, okay, yeah. So yeah, for the time being, but then later. Yeah.
But then that still looks stupid. I would not have done this. I've played these games before. It's just I need to make a transition between this, which still looks wrong.
I would work with Gacha Life too, but I just... I'll wait for Chibimation. No offense, Gacha Life 2, but you are broken.
Hmm.
And this
Speaking
is
of that,
like
we have to that 21 who's auditioned for Sword on My Lawn. We haven't decided the auditions yet. I've been like exclusively focused on this, so I'm probably gonna put my decision in a spreadsheet. That's why I told Aiden I was gonna put my decision in the spreadsheet, and then he and Vin could debate them out amongst the pair of them, and then make their decisions.
Bon, you would type
I'll
in...
go along with whatever they decide.
Bon, you were typing the question, and Jacob just swooped right in and answered you. With it, and it.
I thought that I didn't know Bon was going to mention that specifically, but I knew that someone was going to ask the question. So yeah, there we go.
Oh, you bugger! Sorry. I hate this game. This isn't even the correct way to do it. You are meant to do it 1 degree by 1 degree, but I don't have time.
The other method, of course, is if you trust yourself enough to, to use the toggle. But yeah. Also, the reason you can hear Emily's accent and not mine is because whenever Emily's frustrated, she goes more northern than I do. That's the difference. She channels her inner Tommy in it.
Okay, well I can speak normally, but then I just sound like a Londoner. Or just I sound very southern. So it's either very southern, northern, or I just have an accent, and I can never hear the accent until someone points out the accent. So now all I can hear is my accent.
Like, this is what I tell people. I don't have an accent. I have a speech impediment.
Okay.
Being British is a speech impediment.
Good lord. Okay.
It's a joke. That's it. For legal reasons, that's a joke. Guys, I've already missed 3 tea times alarms. I can't insult the British nation now. No one's gonna get that, but we live. We live, we love, we lie. Oh, my days.
Bon has asked me, I've been told I have an accent, Ghosty, between my... Can you tell the difference between my and Ghosty's accents? What?
Yes. Mostly when you're annoyed. I think with everyone, whenever they get like flustered or annoyed or stressed, depending on the person in question, their regional accent comes out a lot more strongly.
Then why do I go northern?
That is a mystery.
I'm not northern. I'm not northern.
That's a good point. You're actually not. I know what region you're from. Like, yeah, that's nowhere near. I don't know why.
It's quite southern.
Maybe there's a northern living inside of you that you just have yet to let out.
I don't want a northern living inside me. While they have cheaper house prices, I don't want them.
There used to be this big rivalry between northern and southern territories in the UK. Not to the degree of like the US ones, because no one fought any wars over that. But I mean just like a casual rivalry type of thing. It probably wasn't until like Morecambe and Wise actually that kind of sort of started to settle down a little bit. Even though it's still mocked to this day, but not nearly to the same degree.
Like, one thing I heard about America recently is that we have become our dad.
From a certain point of view,
the Brits.
I suppose, yeah.
Are the Brits your dad? Who's the dad? Who's the father?
Who is the father? I don't know. Who is the father in the United States?
Well, you just heard this from people. They never elaborated, but you heard something from them. Okay.
Oh, God.
Fair enough, then.
No, I'm asking Emily the question to see if she knows her history well enough. Who is the father? Is it France? No. If anything, France is a woman.
That's us. That's in our case.
The Brits, in theory. Because Christopher Columbus, or whoever the hell found America, was British, right?
He wasn't British,
but
okay.
No,
I don't care.
Christopher Columbus came in and was like, hey, I'm not British, I'm Spanish, and I'm gonna kill all of these natives.
I don't study that part of America. I study.
Okay, that is fair because that was like elementary school curriculum in America specifically. I remember studying about that.
I've got an 8 in history.
Not about the whole
mouth.
like by natives.
That's
parts,
an A,
but,
by the
like,
way.
The rest of it.
I have a grade 8/A, whatever your other units are. I am passing history flying. I'm on track for a grade 9, which is an A+ star, double star, whatever the hell the UK grade.
It would be A star. You know, that's by the old system.
I think it's star because grade 9 isn't meant to exist. And then they were like, you guys are doing too good. I'm on track for a grade 9, so suck my non-existent shoes. You know what I meant.
You don't have any shoes on.
No,
we know what you meant. We know what you meant. Yeah. And yes, Bon, you do in fact say A a lot. I mean we've pointed it out before on camera, but yeah.
Oh, I've never noticed.
I've noticed.
In that case, what is my accent?
I can't hear accents half the time, apart from when someone points out my own, and all of a sudden I can hear it. Unless they're so obvious, I cannot tell.
That's a good question. Yeah. I feel like I need to ponder this, and also probably take a nap later.
Yeah, maybe weirdly enough, I think the exception to the whole like anger, flustered, stress thing, and the accent coming out is probably KW. I don't hear much Texan whenever whenever she gets flustered or stressed. But then again, I don't hear much coherent English when that happens. So maybe that's
why. She sounds like an eagle, so that's close enough.
That's all of America, though. That's the national symbol, the bald eagle. That's not.
Does it look like I know the national symbol of Texas?
I wish it was. I wish it wasn't.
The most I know about Texas is the fact that the Spanish came, gave them a bunch of cows, and they were like, okay, cool, we're going to start showing cows. So they made a trail, and then all of a sudden, oh no, civil war, we're going to go fight for the rights of slavery, and then lost, I'm pretty sure. So, and then they came back and their cows were breeding like crazy because the women were like, we're not dealing with this. So they let the cows roam free, and the cows decided, oh, we're going to have a bunch of babies. So they came back, and there was a lot of cows. And they were like, guys, let's get rich. And then they sold the cows with the advancement of railroads after Lincoln's railroad promise. They used railroads, and they got them everywhere because people were very desperate for meat because they've just been through a war. And then a lot of Texans got very, very rich. And that's also how cowboys were made.
I do love the idea of like that's all very fascinating, by the way. But I just love the idea of the women being like so bored with the idea of the war. It's like, fine, go off and fight, do whatever. We're gonna, and then they actually let knuckle down, just like got on with like the rest of the rest of business without like dealing with anyone else's nonsense.
Like
they were chilling.
Like, Texas is practically its own micronation apart from the United States at this point.
It's large enough to be one, but yeah. Honestly, a lot of states are.
You see, Bon...
This pause.
Bon is like, well, Ghosty, usually the American accent is typically the basis of comparison, so by that logic, you don't have an accent. Like, I would say that, Bon, but people look at me and say that, oh, you have a nice accent. Where do you come from?
And already, you doing that impression that impression is in a different accent to your own. So I guess they have a point.
I could not hear a difference in accent, so clearly I can't tell you whether you have a point. I'm far gone.
In which case,
I heard a bit of a stronger twang in the impression.
A twang? You had a stronger twang.
Do you want me to, like, I call it Eastern Southern because I live in Ohio.
Ohio? Oh, do you know?
You're
gonna find out her address anyway, Emily, if you're gonna send her stuff.
That's true. Oh my god, I'm gonna have her full name, her address, your age. I don't know your birthday, but it's out there somewhere, I'm sure.
Like, I'm going to give you a hint. I'm older than Jacob by a few months.
I know you're 25.
Like, ironically, I'm also the shortest.
You're shorter than me, and that's saying something.
Emily, how tall are you?
5'2", maybe 5'3".
I'm 5'2".
Are you the same then?
I don't know how tall I am. Roughly about that. I'm short. Yeah, but Ghosty's 25 and I'm not.
Yes. That means Emily can get taller as she ages.
I really can't.
And I'm just stuck here.
When did girls stop aging?
Honestly, don't worry about it. Athna's 36.
Growing?
And she's 4'9".
I'm taller than
When do
Athna.
girls stop growing? Why did that autocorrect? Around the ages of 14 or 15. No. No, I will not.
Ghosty just wears stilts. Well,
I was gonna say platform shoes would be, you know, just be Freddie Benson.
Oh yes, I should get myself some combat boots. That'll work. Combat boots will be suitable. That is, if I can get my insoles in them, because my feet are flat. Yes, I have seen a doctor about it. It's just every time I say that, doctor about it, yeah. And
do the boogie. Do I make his head?
I'll definitely say that, you know, like anyone's
turn. Do I just?
They're gone.
Boom. I decide whether I want to actually like, not that, but you know how like, how you had to do it before and it was like that, or whether I just want to go. Even do that, or you can.
Normally when I rotate characters' heads, I also angle them a little bit differently, because normally when you turn your head in real life, you don't turn it a perfect, you know, 180 degrees. But I don't know. It depends, like, you know, what part of the scene you're on, because I also don't know like which part you're doing currently.
Well, this is scene 3 because, yeah, and then this is like when he says the thing, and I want him to turn his head when he says he flirted with you before or whatever he says to Kylie.
Oh yeah, he made a pass at you. Yeah, if I remember, he is taller than Kylie, so he should be like facing a little bit down, I think, at that point.
Yeah, but that doesn't answer my question of doing that, like just flipping the X, or whether I like literally and then
Up to you. I have time for either one.
And do you?
Just about.
Honestly,
most of what I'm doing now is I've done the hard part. It's mostly just mouths from this point. I you know, give or take scene 8, depending on if you have time for that or not.
Who's
Scene 8, they're both very short, but you also need to do mouths for mine and the green screening, which is what I'm concerned about.
And camera angles and sound effects, but that yeah, okay, fair enough then.
I don't actually know if doing not exactly that, but like animating the head is gonna look stupid compared to if I literally just flip it and then move it slightly down to look down at her.
Tell you what, if you animate the head and it doesn't look right, I'll just use one of the frames, because Oh wait, actually no, you don't send me frames, do you? Send me the whole thing. Yeah, never mind.
Why does it do that? Why if you turn the head, it turns the head for everything? What is wrong with it? Why? That's so dumb.
I mean that feature I don't mind because it also really helps if you're like if you have to like have the characters consistently face the same way.
Okay, in that case, I just can't animate the head. If it does that, I just can't do anything.
Also,
all right, fine then.
Speaking of everybody, we have a birthday in the chat.
That's right. Happy birthday, KW. We'll talk about you earlier.
Happy birthday.
Speak of the devil and she arrives. Happy womb evacuation day.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, his body moves. Happy birth. Happy birth.
Oh. Also, nobody calls it that.
I do.
Oh my days, I hate this stupid app. That's what I think.
This app is going to give Emily a conniption fit. I swear.
No. Oh, no, that's not in the same place. Ah. Is that at 100? No, it's at 101. Of course it is. God.
KW is like...
Oh, it doesn't matter, because that's also out of place.
KW is like, wait, you guys talk about me earlier? What did you say? We were talking about accents and how your original accent doesn't come out that often. Was that what we were talking about?
Not even at the times when, well, yes, it was not even like during the times that most other people's do. Because I know that I go very RP when a gacha video makes me want to pull my hair out, for example. I'm fully aware of that. So that's my example. But yeah, as Emily goes weirdly northern when stressed.
As you do, obviously.
Yeah.
Meanwhile, someone once told me that when I'm angry, I unleash my inner Barbie girl. I have no idea what that means.
Known for being angry. Yeah, Barbie isn't known for being angry, from what I remember.
Why does it do that?
Like, that's because, despite what most people think, there are different regional accents for America too.
Well, I mean, it's the same for the UK. People think, oh yeah, do a British accent, but that's actually much more broad than they think it is.
Lots of people say, like, one time I was doing an audition and they told me, do an American accent. What?
I can only do Southern. I've done an actual American, like a stereotypical American accent before. I've never been able to get it back.
You've done you've done Valley Girl as well for this.
Okay, Valley Girls. I have done Valley Girl actually.
Yeah.
I can unlock that
whatever. I'm ready to sell a Ford F-150. 150. What does that mean?
F-150?
I lost I lost the plot halfway through that sentence.
Jacob losing the plot in 4K. Crazy, wild. Cancelled.
I am currently editing in 4K, which reminds me I should put my screen back on again. It's been a while.
Meanwhile, I can do that voice that KW really likes for some reason. Probably.
Oh yeah, that one voice. Clearly, we all know that one voice.
That one and only voice that she likes. It's really crazy.
Obviously, KW likes when I do the really feminine accent.
feminine
KW,
accent. That's a new.
Is
that's
that feminine?
No, KW likes when I go really femme for some reason. I hate it. I hate it so much. KW.
She's into those femmes.
Get over here.
I don't even know what that means.
Like,
Neither do I.
Also,
what does sounding femme mean in this context? I feel like that's very, very broad.
Like, more feminine than I usually do. My mom says I talk like a boy.
Guys, what are we classing as feminine here? Is it like this? Is this feminine? Is that what we're classing as feminine? Is this feminine? Am I a feminine ononym?
I don't know. That was basically my my voice for Orchid Overheath in Mystery of Occulta. So I guess I sound very femme right now, don't I, Scoobert?
KW, do you need to tell us something? Because the feminines go crazy.
The feminine pheromones. The pheromones.
The bottom one is like you so red.
Oh no.
It is very similar to my impression of Majesty, because of course Majesty, she also has a very, very, very pronounced received pronunciation and accent, and she keeps this up the whole time. Very similar to Chester, of course, as well, but has a little bit more of a flair to it, if you know what I mean. Yeah.
Oh,
that's not the right Kylie.
So KW likes this. KW likes the sexy.
Okay.
Why must you torture me on my birthday? Because KW, this is the one and only time in which I can catch you off guard.
This is a birthday present. This is a birthday present, you know, a pheromone attack.
You have been femramoned. Click here to unfemramone.
If I can click here to unfem, can I do it? Can I be a male?
Every trans man's dream.
What is even happening?
We don't know. I was trying to write a script, but I got distracted because I have no idea how to finish this one scene, and I'm struggling so hard. And I've been trying to ask Jacob for input for a while now, but I keep getting distracted.
Put some pheromones in it.
I don't remember you asking for my input during the course of the stream. You did ask before, but yeah.
I was going to, but then I got distracted.
That's how the feminine gnomes get you. And then you get feminine gnomes. The feminine gnome. Get pheromone by the pheromone gnomes. Pheromone.
Hey everyone, it's me, Nathaniela! New character! I'm Nathaniel's long-lost cousin with the exact same character traits as him! I have a bow in my head and that's how I'm legally distinct!
Oh my goodness. Honestly, it would be really fun, a very fun idea if there's like at some point during like a campaign of some kind, a character just like has to do like a disguise self, but only puts a bow on their head, and that's the disguise. There you go.
That's not much of a disguise, is it? That's more like a...
It's a disguise if you get a D20.
The christening of the bowl.
Natural 20. No, it isn't much of a disguise, but you know, a rule of funny.
It's giving the gotcha teachers who put a mustache on. to be part of the gacha create. Yeah, y'all know what I mean. Y'all know.
The creator.
I know. I'm Miss Bex, or the creators. There's OC with a mustache on and trying to disguise myself. Let me proceed to teach you nothing at all.
Why does that happen every single time?
I don't know. People set their series in schools and never portray one of the most essential parts of school. That was like part of like that was why Mrs. Dysart had the journey that she did. Or one of the journeys, the execution that she did, basically.
We don't have time for school. The hated child needs to turn into the wolf hybrid, megalovania, super sane, crazy looking demon, angel, goddess, I don't know, princess.
To be fair, that does happen. That does happen during lessons a lot of the time. It's like the transformation lesson. Yeah. Which kind of has a similar vibe to the flying lessons in Harry Potter, by which I mean there's one flying lesson, they never address them again.
Like, what I hate about those videos the most isn't how mass-produced they are, but how predictable they are.
Yeah, well, yeah, because it's essentially the same thing. It's kind of like how you say, like, oh yeah, if all you've listened to your whole life is country music and you ask to write a song, going to write a country song, for example, it kind of feels like that to some degree. Where it's like, yeah, but then it's a feedback loop of not being served different things, or at least it was. Now with so much like actual originality going forward, as I know that the trope still exists, but it doesn't have nearly the same impact as before.
Yeah, except there's the thing that trope has escaped gacha and has gone into other self-produced media. Some gacha kids have turned into adults and have started producing actual shows with the same plots as the old gacha series. So basically there are these essentially self-made shows on apps like Real TV that have eerily similar plots to early 2018 gacha.
I must watch one of these.
Wait, I have the Real app on my phone. Let me read out some of the titles of these. Hold on, let me go get it.
I've never heard of this app, so okay then. Oh, okay, I was trying to write an original song. Just so I can see where you're failing miserably. Wait, KW, do you have an instrumental for that song or not? Just while we wait for Ghosty to come back. We don't have time for class. We gotta revive Yuri and making fun of younger me. I mean, I don't know. Well, I mean that is fair. Yeah, like of that one guy skipping class at least. But at least there was an implication the class was still like going on at the very least. Been trying to find one or make one. Yeah, I mean depending on the person, I'll say this. Depending on the type of person you are and your skill set, people like either will start with the music first and then put the lyrics to the music, or they'll start with the lyrics first and then either make the music or find the appropriate music. I will say finding music after you've written the lyrics already is very difficult unless you don't have a tune in your head already. So that's why for me it doesn't work. So I always start with the music because I'm not a composer, so I have to find something first before I base anything. Or more often than not, Aiden finds me something, actually. That's also true. But yeah, so I don't know. Just depends. There's what your thing is. You have some lyric ideas, but that's really it. I mean, okay, yeah. It depends. Yeah, my suggestion for you right now: focus on finding the instrumental. Find. You could probably look up Crush 40 type beat or something on YouTube and find something royalty free. Most likely. But yeah, I assume knowing you probably wants a Crush 40 style thing, so yeah, who knows? Use your shape-shifting powers. Oh right, I'll say. Okay, you want the Hitachi voice when Ghosty gets back. Okay, fair enough then. Yeah, all right. All right. Noted. But yeah, particularly for songs, I don't know. Sometimes when I say that out loud, the people are like, what the heck are you doing? So it's not for everyone, but for me at least. Because I mean, as Bon can attest to, I have rhythm in the brain constantly, so that's just how it works out for me at least. You've been looking into rock or something like that Derby songwriter to do. I've got that video tapped, by the way. And actually, you know what? In fact, wait a second. Oh, I can't see StreamYard anymore. It's glitching now. Now my entire screen is frozen. Now my monitor's gone. Now I can't see anything. Now it's back, but without the usual effect I normally have on top of it. Anyway, never mind. I'm back. I was gonna say, look what I've got. Look, I've got tabbed. It was gonna be my next background thing to react to. To play when editing. So yeah.
Okay.
I've got it here.
I'm back. Sorry about that. I put my phone in my jacket pocket and forgot what's there.
Hello, Ghosty. I got a request from chat for you.
God, stop.
I am sorry.
Stop.
I got told to use my shape.
I am taking out my headphones. Goodbye.
I am just following the instructions. No, please come back. I want friends.
Still going. I'm gonna have my headphones out until you stop. I hope you know that.
Anyway.
I got the Shorts app up.
Oh, wait.
You know what I was mentioning before I had to go find my phone?
Yeah.
Let me mention the name of some of these, because they sound like Gacha Life mini movies. The first one here is that a mistaken surrogate for the ruthless billionaire. A dilemma called
it could also be a
love.
Wattpad fanfiction.
Here's one that's really popular right now, and it's Don't Challenge the Lady Billionaire.
Ah. Honestly, these sound a bit too elaborate for early gacha titles, but yeah, fair enough.
Beware my CEO mommy.
No, that one's accurate. That one's accurate. By the way, Real TV apparently live channels from India, Sri Lanka, Bangladesh, Afghan, Pakistan, and Nepal. Is that the right app? Because I just looked it up right now.
Yes.
Okay, fair enough.
My memory lost darling wife.
Should it be my darling memory lost wife? Okay, never mind. All right then.
Love in question. When doubts arise.
Doubts are definitely arising right now, but not of the kind that they're thinking of.
There's also one called 5 Gifts of Fate, and it's 5 children photoshopped onto a wedding, awfully photoshopped onto a wedding photo. Post-divorce, Mr. Ford's remorse.
Okay, the fact that the title rhymes means it's definitely not made by a recently attained adulthood gacha kid.
Return of the Glam Queen.
Okay, I need to stop. My Vega stopped responding at the moment, so I need to close some stuff down. Well, these titles, they are titles from Real TV, which is apparently an app with live channels from India, Sri Lanka, Bangladesh, Afghan, Pakistan, and Nepal. And then they seem like titles that
they
that
sound
former
like
gacha kids who have attained adulthood would have pitched and somehow gotten approved. And that's what I know.
Goodbye, my former love. What is this one?
To the people who cheated on me. Goodbye to the people who have loved me.
Our boss's new wife. What happened to his old wife?
She died under mysterious circumstances. That's the pilot episode.
That's normally what happens.
Yeah, it's never just a simple divorce, is it? You know.
Matchmakers, my quadruplets role in healing a broken marriage.
Hmm.
The titles of these are so unappealing. I downloaded this app on a whim because I saw an advertisement that looked interesting and then started watching it. Oh yeah, there is one, and I think it's like ABO, called oh yeah, here it is right now. The Alpha is my husband. The billionaire Alpha is my husband.
Classic.
Classic.
Yeah, we're saying ponies might come back. Well, I came up with a funny idea. When will I start? I don't know, but it shouldn't take too long to get things done. Oh, fair enough. And I'm glad to see that you've got like this methodology in mind, actually, because yeah, like I said, for me, it's great to like go between like two different things at least in order to, you know, if you get like blocked for one of them, you can focus on the other, and if you get blocked on both of them, focus on another. You know, there's no. Yeah, just sometimes you need like a side project. Yeah. So totally get that. That's how I wrote. That's why I normally had 2 books on the go back in the day. That being said, I currently have no books on the go because I finished one as of recently, but I've already talked about that.
Also, yes, you are. Yes, KW, you did hear that title correctly. The Alpha Billionaire is my husband. I've noticed
all these sound like gacha titles, but also Wattpad titles and Omegaverse novels at the same time.
I don't know. It's just three different sides of the internet decide to collide into one app, and it's an unholy creation.
I was actually proud the almost as with ghosts rather than the usual vampires and werewolves. You say that like ghosts and vampires and werewolves like are like any more like usual or less than I guess the others. Well, maybe I guess in terms of like, you know, young adult fantasies or whatever, yeah, I suppose there aren't as many ghosts involved in most of them.
Yeah, probably because you can't bang a ghost, can you?
I was thinking of saying, you know, the lack of physicality. That was going to be how I phrased that, but yes, ultimately that is what it boils down to.
Like, there are the occasional like gacha to where there is people trying to get physical with the ghost, but in real life, if you try to get physical with a ghost, you might not. You would either A, freeze, or B, pass through them.
Yeah, that's almost happened. The only time I've seen it done like successfully, let's say, is in execution. I mean, like in the actual mechanics, was an episode of Part Timers, which was a lesser known Smosh series from the Defy days, which honestly, I'm pretty sure was inspired by FNAF to some degree, potentially. But not from like the horror aspect, like just the part where they work at a pizzeria. That does kids' birthday parties. I think at one point there's like one mascot that they have. Oh no, Ian's character is a mascot, so but yeah, no animatronics what I remember. But it came around the same time, basically, and it was like, yeah, this is I see where this is going. But it was just like other than that, it was like a regular like work sitcom, basically, with a dash of internet humor because Smosh. I might talk about that someday on the Butter Bunch, maybe. Just, lesser known Defy era Smosh shows. Because people talk about like old Smosh all the time. And that's like a very vague term, of course. But yeah, that era particularly where like, most people stopped watching the channel. They did have a few things in there. It was like, huh, this is worth remembering that it happened.
Was every blank ever a Defy thing? Oh god.
It was a Defy era thing, but it was like the exception because every blank ever for a while was like their only like successful thing to the same degree as like the regular sketches, and in fact it eclipsed them to some degree. But yeah, particularly my favorite was Smosh in Order.
Oh, I forgot it. Is that the I remember watching the one where Courtney freaking Miller was.
And now here comes Ghost Kitty with "Excuse me while I go drink cleaner." BRB.
If you're not drinking cleaner, what are you doing in your life, man?
I'm gonna get going. Have a good stream, everyone. I do hope you enjoyed your birthday presents. Oh wait, I should be doing this voice again, manifesting. I hope I win the audition, but if not, happy birthday regardless.
Oh no. My second husband's a Prince Charming.
Again, the first one died in the same accident that took the first like Alpha's wife. Truck Coon was crazy that day.
Apparently, Truck Coon is going wild nowadays.
Happy birthday, KW. Enjoy the rest of your evening.
My final boyfriend. Including, that does indicate she got around before, and this one's her last?
Yeah, no, she's done with romance after this boy. If this boy doesn't work out, that's it. She's gonna be single forever. This is one last chance, everyone. We're Bridget Jonesing this.
Yes, there's Forget Me Not, Omega's Return.
Starring Prince Ahmed.
Her Cold-Hearted Alpha. Yeah, that one sounds like a gacha title.
Yeah. I do remember there was one like famous hated child series. Well, there's one. It wasn't a series. It was a one-off. There's one like hated child video. I remember that was the hated child becomes the Ice Princess, more specifically than just the regular princess. I used it one time in a presentation at university because how else would I get my degree if not by talking about gacha?
Me after speaking about Buttercorp for my English language exam.
Intertwined Desires, the love of a rebel.
Oh yeah, didn't you say you used some like Greek mythology stuff that you learned on the Mutant Girl, or from the Mutant Girl?
Yeah, I do that a lot.
Yeah, see, this is what I mean. Like, if you set your students at school, you teach people something, they actually learn things. It's amazing how that works. Yeah.
I've corrected teachers before with random things I've learned from Greek mythology and the Mutant Girl.
Oh wow! I mean, the difficulty of doing that, of course, is that there are different like versions of some stories. So sometimes they will So it's hard to like
but
stay with like
calling the
objectivity.
underworld the River Styx the Hell River was something I could not let go.
Oh yeah, that makes sense.
The Hell River. I am not even joking.
That's more of a Fallen Angels factoid, but yes, it does.
It is not.
It did come up. Oh wait, no, we did mention River Styx in episode 5 of Mutant Girl. That's right.
The House
I did
of
mention
Hate
that.
is not hell.
Exactly. That was why Emily corrected the teacher. That was the point.
The River of Styx is not the. Do I need to assassinate your teacher?
Well, if you do,
She's
then,
an English teacher
they'll find
That's
out for
what made it
themselves what
funnier.
the Styx looks like. If you do, you'll send to the right place to get some
I'm about to send her on a one-way trip to Hades.
Mm-hmm.
In Minecraft. For legal reasons, this is a joke.
Mm-hmm.
So that's what it looks like. I better tell my students. Oh, wait.
Oh, wait. The way she'd do that, I would not put that past her.
Now I'm just picturing a Magic School Bus episode where the field trip is they go through like the doors of death into the underworld.
Like, Jacob, if you really think about it, Dante's Inferno was just a Magic School Bus field trip through the layers of Hades, through the layers of heck.
Oh my goodness, I need that adaptation now. Can you imagine they make a live-action Magic School Bus film and that's the plot?
That would actually be kind of cool, though.
That would be. That would be amazing.
Please let this be a normal field trip with Miss away.
Okay, class. Today we're going to the depths of the underworld.
What?
That's the day that Arnold actually gets traumatized, along with like everyone else.
I'm pretty sure Arnold was traumatized by like the space thing and almost suffocating in the vacuum of space.
Yeah, or depending if you follow the film theory, actually suffocating and being cloned as a result.
Oh, is the Magic School Bus even capable of that?
According to MatPat, yes.
What am I saying? Of course the Magic School Bus is capable of that.
Okay, Vegas is working again. I can put it back on screen. I just realized I just immediately started editing and I was like, oh wait, I'm forgetting to do something. Oh, that's right, the video, the thing I was doing.
That's right, the thing I was doing.
There we go. We're back in business now. Right, as I maybe do I need? Oh no, I don't. That's right. Yeah, because I actually highlighted the pause, or maybe not. Maybe this one is like actually was Aiden on his own. All right, smooth sailings from here, I think. Once I get to the end of this scene, I think I'm gonna probably I'm probably gonna cut it, and then maybe afterwards I will as I watch KW's live stream, or as I play in the background more accurately, I'll finish up the rest of the ones I've got for tonight, and then hopefully by the time I wake up, I'll get something from Emily, and then I can like do that.
Emily!
That's what she was saying before. She was saying that before.
I'm doing it.
I know you are. No, I'm just referring back to what you said earlier.
Anyway, back to scrolling through weird titles. Becoming my ex's mother-in-law.
Well, that's a way of getting revenge. That's like the classic thing of like revenge of like dating the person's mum or something, like that classic, line people do.
My gangster baby daddy.
I thought the title was just My Gangster Baby for a second there. I was about to be like really concerned.
My gangster baby.
Boys, they're approaching our territory. What are we gonna do? Are you sure we can get away with that, boss? Okay. We'll do it. It's okay.
Here's another one.
The boss wants a shipment of milk and formula. He wants it stamped.
Like here's another one for you guys. Love by contract.
Oh, that's just 50 Shades of Grey.
No more.
Chasing my billionaire wife. Oh no, it's chasing my billionaire ex-wife.
Oh, so 50 Shades of Grey, but Rule 63s.
Dark Web of Desire.
Oh no.
Yeah, some of these titles are too clever to be to be gacha titles from that era.
The beloved of Lycan King.
Well, we know what fanbase that came from.
Yeah, we know what fanbase birthed that monstrosity.
Mm-hmm.
It was either AFMO or Megaverse.
I know which one I would prefer it to be for a number of reasons.
My Hockey Alpha. They're not meaning like a hockey as in the slang. They're meaning hockey as in ice hockey.
Yeah, I was gonna say as in like the sport of hockey or ice hockey in this case. Yeah, fair enough.
That's just icebreaker.
Well, it might become an icebreaker depending on if they play properly.
Return of the Abandoned Heiress.
The Abandoned Heiress, okay.
And that's an anime title.
CEO's Substitute Wife. Did we watch
That's a good question, Emily. Are these are these like animated shows or are they live action?
They're live action, meaning there's actual people playing all of these roles.
Oh, I hate that one.
My professor is my alpha mate. Meanwhile, Ghost Kitty asked, are there any normal titles on this app? I don't know, is, My Love Prescription of Dr. Evil.
Probably not. Wasn't Dr. Evil that one Neil Patrick Harris character?
Leased to my demanding boss 24/7.
All right. I'm expecting Love Lease, my landlord and me now, or something like that.
Oops, I married a CEO by mistake. 100% destined for your love.
Mm-hmm. Wait a minute. Wait, Emily. Love Lease. Late on rent, but with amorous intent. That's the subtitle. Ghosty, don't write that down. We can skip that one for now.
Accidental marriage to my poor CEO.
My poor, I mean, yeah, fair.
How do you accidentally get married?
You get drunk and go to Vegas.
Yeah.
In fact, I think I actually did see a movie one time that where two people get married in Vegas, and then they tried to get a divorce, but basically because I think it was either the I think it was the lawyer who was like so tired of people abusing the sanctity of marriage, basically, even if they were drunk at the time, that they basically like said like, okay, you got to go to 3 months of couples therapy first, and then if you still want to get divorced afterwards, then you can. And then that was the whole thing. They had to live together 3 months and everything. So that was the whole point. That was the plot of the movie.
Oh no! Oh.
Why? Do you recognize that movie?
No,
triggered a memory.
I came across a movie that says, sorry, your uncle's hotter.
Who's in charge of approving these? They're either a diabolical genius, or you know what? There's no other option. They're diabolical genius. Yeah, never mind. This is amazing. Yeah.
Dear husband,
check this out.
let's get
Ghosty,
divorced.
This should be like the thing that Neko Neptuno dedicates herself to. Is reacting to these. Ghosty is processing that right now.
Oh no, I'm not gonna do that. No.
You know it would be good content.
Oh no! My gift wrapped billionaire.
That feels like a Christmas special.
No, that feels like a crime.
Yeah.
What's worse, these titles on the app Ghosty is checking, or My Secret Love is My Stepbrother, gotcha, I found accidentally on Michaela's channel we reviewed. My Secret Lover is My Stepbrother. I need to go find that video so we can put it on Gotcha Review next time Jacob needs to do something.
Mm-hmm. Aiden asked how the stream is going. Well, we're talking about some of the best/worst TV titles we've ever heard in our lives. So, I mean, it's about that well, I suppose. Also, why is it
disowned but lavishly loved? Isn't that an oxymoron, though?
I assume not by the same person. Disowned by one person, but lavishly loved by a different one. Maybe.
Like, there are some decent titles on here. One is Begonia After Rain.
That feels like a Miyazaki title.
Yeah, I know, doesn't it? Defined Redemption. And A Dilemma Called Love. Oh no. The Agreement. And on the, like, they give you, like, kind of a cover, and it's like, oh, it's another one of those alpha CEO stories. Oh, why are there so many?
There's a lot of alphas become CEOs, I guess. Statistically, in that particular world, I guess you would. You know what? I want to see an Omega CEO. I want to see an Omega CEO. Get some representation in. That's what I say.
That would actually make for a pretty decent story. Like, the thing is with ABO as a genre is that essentially Omegas are like the uwu soft boys of the ABO genre. Disagree.
Yeah. So it was like a so it would be like a Morty as president,
Yes, Morty's president.
Mm-hmm. see if that can happen.
And maybe, like, the Omega CEO runs things better than a cocky Alpha. It's like the Alpha thinks he can do things better, but actually, things under the Omega are better.
You know what? That I would like it if it turns out that like, there's just like the previous Alpha CEO saw the potential in the in like one of his like Omega subordinates, was like, I'm leaving the company to you. In your hands, I know our future is looking bright and healthy. And throughout the rest of the story, it's all about tackling the crippling imposter syndrome that goes along with that. There's your story.
Yeah, I think that would actually make a pretty good story.
Okay, we'll put that one in the back pocket then for future reference. Yeah.
Okay. Also, I'd have to say that My Secret Lover is My Stepbrother is worse than any of these. I don't know. There are a lot of them that are worse.
Gacha, no matter what we do, Gacha will always have the worst titles, apparently. Except for maybe some Roblox videos.
What's with Roblox roleplays and being the weirdest things ever?
I don't know. But by the way, one thing that happened on Thursday to me actually was that one of my students actually asked me, like, what is Roblox?
Oh no!
Oh no!
Oh,
I guess that means it's either fading or it's or it's never got that popular in Spain. Or I'd buy either.
Okay, hold the phone. I fell in love with My Stepbrother, and it was my fault. By Poppyberry playlist.
I'm guessing this is back to gacha titles, not.
No, it's a Roblox video.
Oh, okay.
It's worse. It's far worse. Oh no. Oh, I feel like I need to cleanse myself after seeing this.
we haven't even watched the video. Just I guess the thumbnail is also probably pretty bad, I imagine. Oh my goodness.
Jacob?
Yeah?
I've never just said, my man. This is what the thumbnail looks like.
Okay. Oh wait, I forgot I closed Discord earlier. Give me a bit. There's also apparently the Ghost Kitty found A results. Not sure if it's the same one. Okay, I thought it said "don't bother" for a second there. I was like, no, it says "don't brother." Okay, that makes more sense. It's like, I'm gonna put this on the video. Don't bother. Ah, well, you know when you put it that way.
Oh no! Oh! Ah!
This has 11 episodes apparently. Yeah. I'm back. Should have showed up at the very end. Not quite. This just I stopped screen sharing because Ghosty wanted to send an image, so I went back into this normal mode. I'm gonna put it back on in a second, but hey, you know, while I do, you know, here's the image that Ghosty sent me. There you go, it's that one.
Oh.
He looks so angry as well. He's like, "You fell in love with me? How could you?"
Bleach my eyes! Oh!
She's saying "don't, brother" because she doesn't want to get beaten up by him, which is honestly fair.
Oh, so by the way,
Wait, it's not even. The place isn't even called "Fell in Love." It's called "I Felt in Love." Every episode is titled "Fell in Love," but the playlist is misspelled.
So I opened the video to see what kind of fresh hell we were going. To see what kind of fresh hell lies within this playlist.
Sup,
Oh no!
Steve. I'm the step bro.
Oh no.
Also, yeah, sure, you can share an image too. Since I'm here, get your images out quickly, then people. If you want to send me stuff, I'll give it like a minute or so, and I'll just keep going in the background.
Is this a thing we could put? Is this a thing we can review, or do we just put in the bin of things we're never touching?
Well, I mean, I have reviewed Roblox videos in the past.
I know,
not
but
many, but
is this something that's appropriate to review, or should we never touch this with the poll?
I don't think I don't think I have much of a leg to stand in terms of like actual, standards anymore.
Oh, in that case, I'm going to send you the first part of whatever the fresh Alice is.
Yeah, like if I reviewed like Straight in an all gay school, then Oh,
well, there's also a dubbed playlist of My Secret Lover is My Best Friend's Son.
Oh.
I mean,
and that's not a gacha title, by the way.
No crimes committed in that one, so I guess that's one. So that's something.
What kind of industry is pumping these out en masse? Also, I found that one video from Michaela YT Plays. My secret lover is my stepbrother. Yeah. GLMM, GCMM, Gacha Life mini movie.
Classic, yeah.
I'm also sending that one to Jacob as well. Just to get it out of the way. Congratulations, Ghost Kitty. You've sent me spiraling down a rabbit hole. I'm going to go watch more Hetalia after this.
Yeah, the fact that Hetalia is the detox in this case is more concerning than anything else.
I need to go detox. I need to detox real bad.
Mm-hmm.
I took a break from writing Monster Compendium and then descended into the underworld.
Much like Emily's teacher.
Oh, and then there's Bon, who is like, what if we got an Empress to Moena level age gap?
If that's for the best friend's son, honestly, you're more likely to get like an even greater age gap if that's the case. Assuming the best friends in question are of similar age to each other.
Like, looking at these videos, it seems so like an older woman with a teenage boy. Like older teens, but still teenager.
Mm-hmm. Well, yeah, the best friend would be the old one, Bon, because if the secret lover is the best friend's son, the best friend must be old enough to have a son. Oh wait, you mean in terms of like okay, no, see, okay, now I see what you mean. Like between the two best friends, if there's an Empress and Moena level age gap. Okay, yeah, in which case the person in question would be like somewhere in the middle. In theory, sure. More likely going to get like an even like wider range than that between the two lovers in this case, the two secret lovers. But yeah, that could also technically happen.
Apparently, there's another one of these garbage apps called Drama Wave. Meaning we could probably search up any weird gacha title and find more of these videos.
Well, wait. What happens if you search up just search up "hated child" on like Real TV or something?
Oh no! Let me see what I find.
I was concerned that the second thing you sent me was a the second video on here was an hour and 3 minutes long. I was like, oh wait, no, that's just different. That's a different thing. That's the place wasn't consistent. Never mind.
No hated child videos, but there is one called A mistaken surrogate for the ruthless billionaire.
Mistaken surrogate.
A mistaken surrogate for the ruthless billionaire.
Does that mean that someone thought, hey, you're my surrogate, and turned out they actually weren't the whole time? Or did the person sign up to be a surrogate and end up being impregnated with the wrong zygote?
I guess. There is also Save Me, Baby Daddy.
Yeah, from these titles. Anyway, here is Bestie's son, which apparently they don't look like there's much of an age gap. I think the son looks older, quite frankly. Maybe we've got some time travel shenanigans going on here or something.
There's a dad to get pregnant.
Did I be pregnant? Everybody knows. Did I be pregnant? We got embryos. Did I be pregnant? Anyway, Bond sent me this, by the way, and I'm just gonna put this image on the screen and not say anything for right now. Out of context, chat. What do you think is happening in this image right now? Just why don't we read those? Bond, don't say anything.
Can I say something really cursed?
I'm gonna say something about dead to be pregnant. So yeah, go ahead. Oh, hold on.
How to hack your friend through Bluetooth?
Well, that would actually kind of make sense given that all his friends are electronic. Yeah. I'm not sure what's happening in this image. Okay. So the reason I said why is this the case? Because Bond said what was the message? Okay. Thought your group would do with Taylor fangirling over anomalies again. And meanwhile, while sending me an image of Taylor looking at a computer screen without us being able to see what's on the screen. So I was like, is it just me, or was no one going to get that? Like, if the fandom could use this, that means they could also understand it, right? Without me explaining it. But no, I guess in isolation, this doesn't work. That was what I was getting at.
You two should just kiss already.
Zane, Garth, you guys need to make out now. I mean, make up now. Okay. Also, Ghost Kitty says, I just checked, and according to a community post from 2 days ago, Part 2 to Be Straight in an all-gay school is going to be out next week, and our favorite ace, Catman, is going to be in it. That's the Catman cop. That's right. Speaking of that, I was checking through my comments today, and actually, the most recent comment was somebody on that video. Who was declaring that that the channel was they said it's not homophobic. One of my friends works on the channel and she's a lesbian, which I have already responded, being like that doesn't prove anything, but
yeah, like you can be a lesbian and still be homophobic.
I mean, your story can also be homophobic unintentionally, which is I'm pretty sure what happened in that episode. They weren't trying to be; they just were. Much like I assumed that they were trying to keep Moana consistent, but somehow she shuffled forwards. How does that even happen? Gacha Vector is a lock feature. I don't know.
The problem with Straight in an all-gay school wasn't the fact that the story was bad. It was the fact that some of the jokes were a little tone deaf.
Yeah. Unwrap Me Baby is another one on this channel, apparently. That sounds like a mummy or something. That sounds like a mummy kidnapped a child and tried to raise it in the middle of a pyramid.
Ghost Kitty is like, that's the same thing as someone saying, I'm not racist, I have a black friend.
You know what? I should have replied that. I don't know. Dang it. Next time.
Next time. But the thing with the straight and narrow gay school is that it kind of makes me feel a certain amount of discomfort that I didn't think was intended.
Oh, absolutely not. Like, if someone went out their way to try to include nearly every possible classification of the LGBTQ plus community that they could think of at the time, they probably didn't mean to ridicule them all in one fell swoop. They just happened to do so.
Pregnant by the Grim Reaper.
Well, sometimes the gift of life comes from death itself. That's the tagline for you.
Bon, I need to see this. Where is it? Pregnant by the Grim Reaper's child. Why is there a lot of these?
I guess we're going across the family generations.
No, there's one from me, Michaela YT. There's another one by Crystal YT. And apparently they made 2 of these Pregnant by the Grim Reaper videos. One of them is hetero and the other one is not. Made my Grim Reaper pregnant. Okay, apparently the Grim Reaper likes men, women, and his house staff.
Somehow I don't pin the Grim Reaper as having much of a preference of when it comes to types.
Pregnant by my Grim Reaper. Bond.
As opposed to
Bond. Why? Why did you? I got my maid pregnant. GLMM, GCMM. What? My roommate is my Grim Reaper.
Well, that's just Billy and Mandy. That one makes sense.
Yeah, this one makes sense. It's the rest of them that confuse me. Bon, you've sent me spiraling down a rabbit hole. Why did Michaela make so many of these?
Because they probably kept getting views.
Here's one from a channel called Bunny Boo. Pregnant with the Grim Reaper? Question mark?
Ugh.
I would be unsure as well.
Gotcha Life mini movie part 1.
If my baby daddy claimed to be the Grim Reaper, I would also have a question mark at that point.
Why are you having a baby daddy?
Well, I'm saying if I were in the situation of the main character.
Sure. I think we need to talk about something, Jacob.
Oh yeah, sorry. No, I'm following in Thanos' footsteps and dating death.
Pregnant with the Grim Reaper's son.
Why no
yes,
women?
the Grim Reaper's the Grim Reaper's son. Yeah, you know, the Grim Reaper he followed his father's footsteps, and you know, decided to impregnate a mortal. You know, when you think about it, the Grim Reaper is a very lonely figure. You got to imagine that at some point, he's going to want a family.
Yeah, but a family with apparently so many different women, also men. Also, why are most of these pregnant with the Grim Reaper's son? Not only the Grim Reaper's house staff, but also men. Impreg?
I guess.
I just spies Embrag unless there's a reasonable explanation for it.
And there often isn't.
Unpopular opinion. No,
apparently
there
there's
often isn't.
Adopted by the Grim Reaper.
I mean that one should be fine in isolation. Adopted by the
Pregnant
Grim
with
Reaper.
100 babies.
That could be wacky hijinks.
Mon, you should see Pregnant with 1,000 babies, because I know she's done that too.
Oh, that was Lily Trescott, I think. I remember that was a Lily Trescott video that I didn't get to.
They all elude me, okay? They're all just.
Well, maybe Michaela made one as well, but I know that I remember that was a Lily Trescott title because that's one of the reasons. Was like, okay, I'm gonna deep dive on this channel because at some point people are gonna want me to suffer through these.
They merge at a certain point. It's all the same. They're the same people in different colourful hats.
That would be like a huge twist. Imagine if Michaela it was like it's like an alter ego. Lily Trescott got bored of being Lily Trescott, so suddenly decided, okay, I'm gonna. Which, by the way, I didn't know this until
Vampire Part 1 Gotcha Club mini movie.
Adopted by title just remind me of modern AFMAL content. Adopted by the blank family in Minecraft.
Today, I got adopted by a demon family. Let's see how my life plays out, or whatever she says.
Yeah.
Oh,
right, guys, we're demons.
Michaela, Michaela, why she plays?
Raise this child or whatever.
I thought Ghost was doing an imitation of like how they all scream on AFMAL's channel now, but okay, never mind. It was something else. It was something else.
She sounds like my cat begging to be let out.
What was it? What were those like biscuits called again? It was like brownies and cookies. Was it Brookies or something? Was that what they're called?
Brookies. Yeah.
Sounds like your cat begging for Brookies. This is her Neko Neptuna voice. This is where the cat takes over.
Oh, she's
like
back.
I said, would be good content.
It's a bird. It's a plane. No.
With you.
It's a ghosty being not okay? Question mark.
Yeah. By the way, I don't know if you were here for this. Oh, Parent to 100 Boyfriends. Yeah. There's an anime I'm pretty sure where a character has 100 girlfriends. I think
that doesn't make it any better.
No, it doesn't.
100 girlfriends.
Yeah.
Damn,
He doesn't get them all pregnant, from what I understand. I haven't seen the show. I just know it exists.
He got that skibbity riz though.
Oh, that is right. I am Zane Remave, and I have skibbity riz.
Okay, listen. You can't say that.
Remember, I don't know if you were here when I did that. I was like, at some point, I think it was during one of like the Liongate reviews or something. Somebody like, I think it was Ghost Kitty got me to like say like Skibbity Riz in Zane's voice.
Like you said Skibbity Riz in Zane's voice. I said Poggers while doing a Kim impression.
Oh my god, what is that thumbnail? No. No, 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 no. Oh no. Oh no. Why is she built like that? Why is she built like that?
Why is she built like that? Did you find it? Did you find it?
Why is she built like that? Oh no! Oh no! I see. Oh no!
All right,
no.
I'm gonna have to do another round of
It's like a
images.
It's like a demorph bowling ball.
Okay, I see it now. Yep. It's like it's been. I guess because the bump has to be like really big, because if she got pregnant to 100 people at the same time, it would be massive, but and it wouldn't look like a typical baby bump. I guess.
Oh, Jacob, put it on screen.
At least it's shaded, but.
At least it's shaded.
Why is it? It shouldn't be shaded that way. It shouldn't be, unless.
Why is she built like that? I like apples and bananas. Me too, bro. Me too.
I like to eat apples and bananas. I like to eat apples and bananas. I like to eat apples and bananas. Eat. And then the song continues and goes, I like to eat apples and bananas, and then like does that with like all the vowels. You just unlocked a core memory of like back to talking about American elementary school. That's one of the things that we did there.
I like to eat. I like.
Well,
to
yeah,
eat.
but then it was yeah. There was apples and bananas. Apples and bananas. It was like a way to. It was like a fun way to do the vowels and whatever. But yeah. Mm-hmm.
I like to eat. You're just teaching children incorrect grammar.
They're teaching them the vowels. The vowels was the point there.
I don't care about the vowels when you've got I like to eat.
If Elmo gets away with being on a kid show with broken English, you know, that song gets a pass.
Elmo doesn't like Rocco.
Torbeck is concerned that Elmo's job is gonna send a bad example.
Well, Elmo's a rock. Well, no, Elmo's not a rock. God damn it.
Torbeck thought that Elmo hated rocks. Torbeck is confused now. Can you imagine Elmo and Torbeck together?
Do you need a booster seat? For the green child. For the green child. The green child. Yeah, the little short one. Oh no, that's a goblin. That is actually an adult man.
That was Gricko. That wasn't Torbeck that happened to.
I don't know. They all merged together.
Goblinoid. Yeah.
Oh, Torbeck.
By the way, I at one point did a whole live stream as Morning Frost on KW's channel. In case you're interested, it's one part of the Sonic X Shadow Generations playthrough that she did. Just saying. Anyway, here is the thumbnail. By the way, and as I say that, I pressed the wrong button. Here we go. That is what it looks like. Bingo for shadow people already. Oh wait, the first boy's tail has been cut off. Oh no. I'm looking at this now and I'm realizing so many new things.
This thumbnail is so broken. Mom, I
feels
broke
like
the
somebody just
thumbnail.
took like the liquefy on Photoshop or something. Wait, hold on. One of the boys is fading into the other one. His eye is coming through his ear. Look at
They're
them.
all fading through each other.
Sure this
Half of them are
thumbnail
missing
wasn't...
like their heads.
Are we sure this thumbnail
Okay,
wasn't
whenever I
AI
review, I need to
generated?
remember to like make myself like the most warped and faded perspective I possibly can.
The one has a point. The line of people fading into the heavens.
How and why would you even do that?
Jacob,
I am pregnant, and it is like... Jesus.
Jesus is in the back row, like, hello. I'm here also. It's me, Jesus.
Jesus, why are you here?
I have come to impregnate thee, or whatever.
I have come.
Much like the Grim Reaper's son, I'm following in my own father's footsteps now.
I'm going to give you a child without your consent, just as I did as my father did for me years ago.
Yeah, let's not
It was
begin.
years ago. Thousands, in fact.
Thousands of years ago, God looked at a random woman and thought, ah yes, this would be a good surrogate for my child. Is she already married? Yeah, but it doesn't matter.
I think he intentionally made sure she was born without sin. Or something. So he like planned that from like the beginning of her life, basically.
I had canon that Mary cheated on Joseph and made up the whole story to avoid her infidelity. About how she randomly
A lot
got
of
pregnant.
people have headcanon that. A lot of people have, you know. In fact,
I think so funny.
I think in the film Nativity, they actually play around with that. Like one of the songs is from Joseph's perspective about that, like having to like blindly trust Mary and that being like part of his faith and everything. I assume you've seen Nativity, right? You know, British classic.
I absolutely adore Nativity. I don't remember that. I haven't not watched Nativity, so I need to rewatch Nativity, bro.
Yeah, fair enough.
I used to like absolutely. It was the only like Christmas film I enjoyed watching. I used to make my parents give me their phones so I could watch it on Netflix. I'd sit in my room and watch Nativity 1 and 2 for hours. And hours and hours and hours. I love Nativity. I don't remember any of it. I remember some of it. Not a lot.
Oh my goodness, yeah. One time when I was an extra on a TV show, it was the TV show in question actually starred one of the kids from Nativity 2.
Oh.
Yeah. I think his name was Scott Tholen. I think was the name of the actor, not the character. I think the character had a name actually. He was the one who had a solo from Oakmore, which was exceptionally funny to me because his character in that TV show is mute. Well, selectively mute, so he can talk sometimes. You know, recently gone through trauma that's part of the whole story and yada yada. It was a show that was on Comedy Central UK, and I remember that we actually got Comedy Central UK just to watch like the parts that I was in, and then immediately after the episode that I was in, which was episode 4, we all just stopped watching. It was like, yeah, this is not for us.
Oh, that's great.
I narrowly missed out on the speaking role because I didn't look nerdy enough. They basically picked like the 3 people that looked like the most like stereotypical nerds at one point, and they made them like the core like friend group of that main character. And they decided that like on the day, basically, it's like the group of extras were there, and they're just like on the day itself, like, yeah, you 3, you're the nerds now.
You're the
like,
nerd.
I don't know whether to be flattered or disappointed.
Yes.
Still don't really.
Sorry, I'm just looking at more horrible gacha videos. Bond has sent me spiraling into a rabbit hole.
That's fair. Why is Malik frowning for this scene?
I don't know. Why is Malik frowning?
Yeah, he shouldn't be at this point, really. I wouldn't have thought. Like like he just had a romantic moment, and now he's and now even though Moena's smiling at him, he's not like you. I feel like it like you know, like if your love interest smiled at you, you would smile back, right? Just like general. That's just like out of like general like you know corporeal response, basically. I would have thought.
Bond just said Jacob, please, in the chat. They want to be let in for a second.
Oh, let you in. Okay, fair enough. Yeah, I can do that.
Let me in.
I mean, you can stay. There's no guest limit on editing streams, so I can just do that. But yeah.
Bond, let me hear your wonderful, lovely voice. Get in here.
I wish to hear your beautiful voice. That's another Avantras quote.
Don't you want to be a cool vampire?
Not particularly. No. That's a different vampire scene, but yeah.
You could never understand. I don't want to go to vampire school. I want to go to human school. Like, why did I go German? I don't know how to do a vampiric accent. Help.
But Draculaura,
Dad, no.
You must go to Monster High and no practicing witchcraft.
But I'm not like other girls.
I don't know what
Father,
Dracula
please.
from Monster High sounds like in English because I've only watched the show in Spanish.
Like
I've never watched Monster High.
Okay, Emily, do you want to know how to do it?
Yeah.
Think Dracula, or alternatively, Donald Trump in press conferences.
I have the best witchcraft detection. No one is better at witchcraft detection than me, okay? Anyway, on's here.
We have to build a wall.
Okay.
I swear the humans pay for it.
I swear I'll be quick with this. I don't want to. I just wanted to talk about this before we moved on. So I've been scrolling down Michaela YT Place's channel for a little while now and just continuing to get cursed and more cursed thumbnails and titles. And I stumbled across one of their older videos from a year ago talking about like hyping up Gacha Life 2 before it came out. And this was right before they started dropping all of these cursed GCMMs. And their thumbnail, the topic of their hype for GL2 is weirdest Gacha Life games you need to see. And their thumbnail is... I'm sorry. Their thumbnail is like an uwu cat, and they're calling that weird right before they start making content of their own. That's exactly like that.
Oh, that's
That's
maybe the reason we need to see them is because that way we could also contribute to the weirdness. I don't know.
Their OC is in the title, and it's like, what is this? With like a shocked expression on their face. Before, like, weeks later, they do the exact same thing. And get thousands upon thousands of views.
Well, someone had a change of heart.
It turned on a dime.
It was like, well, you know, these weird videos are doing gangbusters on YouTube. Where do I, you know, reach my finger into that pie?
You either die a hero or live long enough to see yourself become the villain, apparently.
She didn't have to live long.
No, just long enough.
I just find it
That's
so
the only criteria.
I just find it so funny that, like, the video right after is literally, I got my cute boyfriend pregnant.
Oh
As opposed to my ugly boyfriend. No, he didn't get pregnant. He was an alpha. His physiology didn't align by ABO rules.
Chosen by the vampire. GCMM.
Hey Torbeck, do you wish to join us in immortal life?
Not particularly. It's too
That's
damn
too bad.
bad.
There you go, chosen by the vampire.
I kind of like vibe with the like adopted by the vampire story, except I watched a little bit of it and it's as poorly written as expected.
Oh yeah.
I was like, oh, this is probably going to be a cute story. No.
I've had that feeling so many times. Oh, this is gonna be a good gacha story. Nope.
Nope.
Oh, this might actually have some potential. Nope. Oh, what a great idea this was. Ruined. Just a classic gacha review experience.
Yeah, me and Michaela YT used to do tutorial videos before posting these weird videos.
I might have seen one of those, actually.
Nah, forget werewolves and vampires. Can I be adopted by witches and taught magic and potion making? Honestly, that would be a cool gacha concept as well.
That'd be a cool AFMAL video if she hasn't done that one already. But yeah, I do like that one. Then again, I've got to want to get back to my own series about, someone learning witchcraft. I'll leave that one to somebody else. I'll leave that to Aiden. You can use Devon Cole as the intro. They wouldn't do that. It was copyrighted.
But unfortunately, I need to get off this editing stream right now because for some reason I'm really tired for no reason. Apparently seeing all of this weird content has taken its toll on me.
I imagine it would. Yeah, that makes sense.
My body is physically rejecting. And I'm not sure how to make it stop.
That's fine. I'm almost done with this scene anyway. Well, I mean, you can see, yeah, I've just got, this particular part, and some of it is them walking off, so I've only got a few lines left. I'm very, very close. I definitely have this sinking feeling that once I get to the Emily scenes that are going to be a bit more complex, I'm going to be like, yes, I do not have as much time as I thought I did, compared to the relatively smooth sailings, the Aiden stuff, where the only major things that happen are sometimes the chroma key messes up and
yeah,
he gets the phone color wrong.
Aiden offered me to help me edit something, and he took the most simple scenes.
He took most of the scenes for this remake. I only ever claim one at a time, which leaves it wide open for everyone else to claim a bunch of them all at once, which is exactly what happened. Yeah. On one hand, it's great when there's a deadline because it's very efficient, and applying the mouse, like I said, is actually incredibly smooth sailings for me. it just comes at the expense sometimes of like, yes, this reaction here. I mean, ultimately these remakes are supposed to be about, making like the best version of the story or the ultimate version of the story.
Also,
either way, I know I'm going to be happy with the final product of this, regardless if it's the best one or not. To be honest, I'm really happy with this than the first one. That one, that I know already.
Speaking of the mutant girl, I had a writing question.
Go on.
Is Marwick on the spectrum?
No. What's well, not officially anyway. Why would you what made you guess that?
Oh, it's just I was watching a scene that Aiden was editing. You know, the part where Granny Marwick tries to cover up Mowena's tail by saying, "Oh, it's an accessory," and not identifying that Mowena is upset.
Oh yeah, no. This is actually the scene where he realizes like how much he's messed up on that, and because of that, and also that Mowena gets to like divulge her feelings about that whole topic, unless he finally get a heart-to-heart together. So yeah.
I know, but Mowena seems visibly upset during the scenes, during the middle of the Granny Marwick scene, and Marwick himself seems to be none the wiser. Like, it's Granny Marwick who needs to point out to Marwick that he upset Mowena.
Yeah. Yeah, so I will say that I haven't actually like ever like written a character with the direct intention of them being on the spectrum, because I know that that if I did that right now, I would thoroughly mess it up. Maybe not to the degree of like music or something, but I mean, yeah, I know that's something like yeah, no, that would not work.
Like, music falls into the category of if your person with autism can be functionally replaced in the story by a dog, then you've already written yourself into a hole.
I mean, yeah. So like I said, it wouldn't be that bad, but it would be bad. So that's why I've never had to be confirm that's for any of them. In the case of Marwick, he's just 12. That's my reasoning behind that. He's just 12. He's a 12-year-old boy, and he's an idiot.
Also, Bond says, I mean, it's common for all people to miss language cues from language and miss body language cues from time to time. It's not isolated to just people on the spectrum. Yes, but it happens to Marwick and the Mutant Girl a lot.
Yeah,
a lot more common than the other characters.
Yeah, Marwick particularly in his instance, like it mostly comes down to trying again, failing to keep everyone happy, and therefore making no one happy. That's why the whole thing about him pulled between Pop's gang and Mowena, and then and also trying to trying to either not make her uncomfortable enough to try and explain to Granny Marwick, who wouldn't get it at the beginning, or because Granny Marwick herself, is kind of is essentially kind of a send away's character anyway. So what benefit would that provide? Like, he doesn't know, so he doesn't really he doesn't make the right call at that particular point. That's really the idea. He keeps making the wrong calls in those instances, and that is a character flaw of his, and that's that comes to a head and is exploited in season 2 by Pop. But it wasn't in my mind because he was on the spectrum. Maybe that's a headcanon someone can have, but yeah, again.
Yeah, it's definitely.
I'm never going with the intention of doing that, because I know that if I say that, and I'm just going to end up being, messed up to some degree.
Like, it is a headcanon I have, because it's Marwick who has the most instances of misreading body language and facial expressions.
No, yeah. Again, I get why you singled him out, but now that you've explained that. But yeah, that was because that's a character flaw I gave him, but not for the reason that you were thinking.
Yeah, it's not for the reason I was thinking. It just kind of tickles my pickle that it's Marwick. It was Mulwick all along. And I didn't notice. And I didn't notice until I was watching season 1 of The Mutant Girl again and figured, oh, he actually has a lot of Aspie traits to him.
This is why I love when people rewatch the show. I am happiest out of all the things that I've done in Mutant Girl, of the fact that people are able to like watch the show again and get different experiences. It is in different times.
Like
have an incentive to like go back and check it out in the first place, like that, like especially because with how like repetitive and like easily consumed and forgotten gacha content was when it started. I'm really happy that was something I was able to do.
Like I was watching season 1 again because since you're making a remake, you know, why not? And I was like, you know what? Mulwick misses facial expressions and body cues more often than every other character in this show so far. Either A, he's a dumb himbo child, or B, Aspie?
Is Asperger's syndrome still diagnosed? I heard from BB that might not be the case anymore.
No, it's not the case anymore. That's because the name Asperger's syndrome, it's just autism wearing a fancy hat. Like, it used to be the name for high-functioning autism. But okay. Who says high-functioning autism anyway?
That is true.
Like, everyone has different symptoms and can be at different levels. Like, that sometimes, like, on stream, I talk a lot, because usually when I'm expected to be on stream, I prep myself with a lot of mental energy to be speaking a lot.
Fair enough. Which is the opposite of what Tree Pop did.
KW says high-functioning autism? That's because that's KW. And no offense, but KW...
Oh yeah, that's true. That's in a bio. I forgot that, yeah.
That's because, like, KW is KW. I'm not gonna amend. I'm just not gonna touch that. But in my opinion...
that particular example, but yeah.
Yeah, but... For instance,
it's uncommon, even if KW is an exception to that.
Yeah, KW is an exception, not the rule. And from my perspective, people have a lot of different levels of functioning at different times. Saying someone is high functioning, people saying high functioning is often a misnomer. Because people can have different levels of functioning at different times. Like, sometimes I have trouble speaking. And I also can't go alone to the grocery store, or else I won't be seen for several hours.
That's because that's how long your shift lasts.
That's how long my shift lasts. And also... I often have mental breakdowns in the grocery store from how much stimulation there is. Why are there so many people in Kroger's on a Wednesday?
Yeah.
It's Wednesday!
It's a Wednesday, my dudes. Alright. You good, bro?
That was the second part of that meme. It's Wednesday, my dudes. Then he like screams in the Spider-Man costume.
He doesn't scream like he's just been possessed by the... I don't know what demon, but a demon out there.
Well, in the Spider-Man case, it's probably the symbiotes, but yeah. Speaking of I've seen Tamsin in the last 2 streams. She appeared the stream after the last one. She was on live when she was in the VC. She appeared in the live chat once, and then since then, not so much. Last I heard from her, someone had apparently caught her on VC, and apparently she wasn't supposed to this whole time. So that was and so she said it was going to be in live chat from now on, but even then, not so much. So who knows? There we go. Two more lines. We're almost done, folks.
I don't know. I have my own beef with I have my own beef with Tamsin. I really don't care.
I mean, a lot of people do. I mean, the recent call out that I did is definitely not the outlying example. Oh yeah, that again. You're right. Those, in your case, that example in particular. Yeah. Mm-hmm. I think it was more of a case, Bond, in the chat. It was more of a case of that she has her own reasons to have gripes with Tamsin, but doesn't care enough in order to maintain that energy.
Yeah, I don't like. I have stuff going on in my real life. I am to not care about someone who's 7 years old.
Like both you and Bon have both said 7 years old for her, like independently of each other. Because Bon and I have talked in DMs about my recent reply to a comment that she left on Pregnant Man 4, and like. At that point, yeah, Bon also said, we don't talk about a 7-year-old child, right? It's like, well, we could be.
Like,
it would explain the, anti-VC rule.
It would explain a lot of things.
Oh yeah, that's true. But yeah.
Okay. Ghost Kitty essay response. What am I missing? Hmm? Okay. Oh yeah, right. me and Bond talked about it independently. Also, like Ghost Kitty, recently Tamsin has been hopping into streams and saying nothing.
Which is exactly what Jax Penwell did like 3 years prior. So I was like, yeah, I'm just going to quickly address this.
So it was addressed, and the saltiest comment I've seen from Jacob in a while.
Which is why Bond DM'd me about it. It wasn't, yeah. That's the reason it was discussed. I mean, see, if you don't explain things clearly, she's not going to get it. Sometimes you just got to get it all out there. But okay. Yeah, but if you want to see the comment, it is. I'm pretty sure it is still on Pregnant Man 4. So, yeah. But and then after that, she then responded and said that she reiterated once again what she had told me before in DMs, which was that someone had caught her on VC and she wasn't supposed to be on VC, and that's when that's where I kind of left the conversation. I mean, I could have said something about the fact that she seemed to be implying in the early part of the comments that it was all to do with the call out, which is why she mentioned that she felt bad when she left, even though that wasn't the reason that she left. And I was like, nah, at this point, whatever. I've already said what I need to say. Whatever. There's no other way I could rephrase that hadn't already been reiterated. But yeah, basically, dang bro, chill.
Salty, the butter was definitely salty.
The different reactions, by the way. The people who knew Jax Penwell versus the people who have no context of who he is. Yeah, pretty much.
Like, the reason I say that, Tamsin is might be younger than she says she is because of my experience with the Jack Penwell. With the one and only Jackson Penwell.
Yeah, that is also true. He was also somebody who, liked to have his content featured and barely listened to the criticism, nor offered any input on his own when he was directly asked questions on camera.
He also liked to draw attention to his own stuff, even when the focus was supposed to be on somebody else's work.
And barely ever talked on VC aside from promoting himself. All that stuff aligned. I was like, yeah, no, I can't have this again.
Yep, the Jackson Penwell experience.
Mm-hmm.
Jackson Penwell.
It was Jax, like JAX, but yeah.
Yeah, I'm just saying Jackson Penwell because it's funny. Also, play stupid games, get stupid prizes.
Essentially, yes. Almost the response was nah. It's like, well, yeah, of course. Like, what am I?
Nah, no.
Okay, wasn't quite twig levels, but yeah, close enough. I mean, I think my response was, if she's going to say that she's in college, she's going to be treated as such or something like that.
Yeah, she's definitely younger than she said she was. Like, what age are people typically in college in the UK?
16 to 18.
16 to 18.
Yeah, she's definitely not 16 to 18. No offense, but she doesn't act that way.
Yeah, no, I was definitely surprised when I heard that. It was like the reverse of like discovering how old Emily was when I first met her. I would not have guessed that. It's like, I mean, I believe it, but I wouldn't have guessed originally.
Yeah. Like, did you think I was older or younger?
Older. I thought you were older.
Oh, valid.
Yeah, I thought you were more or less like slightly younger than you are now, but around that same like age range.
I'm just gonna say, I'm nearly 16, and like that feels so weird to me because I was looking back on the dates. I was 11 when I met Jacob, and it's.
Yeah, see, like I said, wouldn't have guessed that, especially from your voice at the time. But yeah.
Yeah, my spelling I think gave it away, but then I can't spell now.
Oh, you think you can't spell?
So not much has changed essentially, which is why, yeah.
No, I've gotten better. Compared to how I wrote at 11, compared to how I write now, it's definitely gotten better, just not amazing.
We need to do another life.
Emily.
Comparison again.
Hello.
You think you write terrible now? You should watch a Treat Pop's adventure video. There is no way.
I don't want to.
There is no way Tamsin is in college and writes with that kind of spelling and grammar. I'm sorry, I don't believe it.
That being said, she edits like somebody who is slightly older than 7.
She might be as old as she says she is, but honestly, I don't believe her. I do not. Unless she shapes up and starts acting her age, I will continue to believe she's 7 to 10 years old.
I mean, fair enough.
So I've met people my age who act like her. It wouldn't. I mean, I'm going into British college next year. I would not be surprised if she was.
Imagine if you end up at the same
she
college.
said she is.
I don't know where she's based. You could end up at the same place.
Okay, this might be insulting, but seeing how she spelt, she's not getting into the college I'm getting into. It's a top 15 school, I'm pretty sure. They're ranked high. Okay. I know that.
All right.
It was a pain in the ass to get in. Not saying that much.
Yeah.
One of my grade courses has a minimum requirement of a grade 7. No, I think it's grade 8. Don't. The science courses are worse. The science courses are horrible. You need like an 8-7, I think, as a minimum to join level 2 science. Like, just chemistry, and I'm like, how about no? How about I don't do that? I had to pass an audition for my drama course, which is so great. I think my business is grade 7 if you take it in the thingamajig in GCSE, which I do. So unfortunately for me. And then psychology is psychology, which I think is grade 7, but science maybe 6. It's alright, but you need like minimum grade 5s in all your subjects to even get in the bloody school.
Also, speaking of, I was going to make Tamsin into magical girl transformations because of the keyframing error with the hat. And then I remembered what happened with the Dreams Pop logo, and I'm like, no, it's not worth it. I'm not going to do that again.
How one time I wrote an entire theme song for Tell Me the Bad Boy Season 2, and it got used as an outro at the end of an episode because Shorty changed the intro without telling me, made a whole musical sequence out of it.
You'll never see it coming.
I certainly didn't.
Quick question: what happened with Tamsin? Because I'm reading and I've not been listening very well.
I mean, I can send you the screenshot of the comment if you want. It'll probably give you like a more concrete. Yeah, fair enough.
Okay, so Emily, let me break it down for you. Let me break it down for you.
Yeah, all right then.
Basically, Tamsin joins streams and sits quietly until her shows are mentioned. Then she starts talking about herself. Certified Jax Penwell moment.
Oh, that's why we were talking about Jax Penwell.
Yeah, that was like a regular thing. In the case of like why she got called out on that particular stream, it was partly because like. Yeah, when Aiden left that stream, there was a spot that was open because I told her at the time she asked to come on the stream. Which, by the way, she used to just like show up in the VC without informing me first, even though there's a 2-person limit. But so I told her to ask me first, so she did do that at least. But yeah, and this time she'd asked me. I said no because I already knew that there was going to be 2 people there. It was Aiden and I'm pretty sure it was KW, and so the spots were full. So then. So then after Aiden left, she correctly identified that, there was a spot. So she came in, again, without clearing it with me. But, by this point, I mean, it was kind of like, okay, well, there was an underlying understanding that, okay, if someone wasn't there, then you can join. Because with the 2-person thing. So it was like, okay, fair enough. But then, of course, knowing that there was so many other people there, and also that they could, either come back or to join themselves. And after all there's so many times of her being, like, mostly silent, I was like, we gotta say something, gotta contribute something here. And then as it turns out, by complete coincidence, apparently, according to her, that's when she got caught on VC and by, I don't know, some authority figure or something, and then was, and then had to leave in a panic, basically. But according to her, that happened by coincidence, but then the comment that she left implied that, that the reason she left because she felt bad about being called out, rather than what actually she told me on DMs, which was that she got caught. The way that she phrased it was confusing because, like, she could say, like, yeah, saying that she felt bad when she got called out technically works as a sentence on its own, but the way that comment was, like, phrased, like, out of context in, like for the public to see, I was like, no, you can't just put this in here, make the public think that, like make me look like the bad guy here, and not expect me to, like, say something. So, like, yeah, I'm nipping this in the bud. So that was the time where I was like, okay, I'm going to clarify everything, lay it out completely so everyone understands exactly where we stand here, and we're going to move on. And then she commented about and then after that, that's when she clarified that she got caught, and then she left. Coincidentally, the after. After she got called out was when she made that public on the in the comment section, not just to me in DMs. There you go. Yeah.
Being caught out makes it sound like you've just been caught by a parent for doing something bad.
Yes, like i.e. being on VC when you're not allowed to, apparently, which was a rule that she never made clear. You may not remember me, but I was there when you voice opened that gay gacha school thing. I assume you mean when I reviewed it, right?
Voice opened.
Like, I mean, I don't know. Like we voiced over it, I suppose. You know, because it wasn't voice acted, so we like did voices ourselves. Is that what you mean?
Oh no, it was voice acted.
Oh, okay.
The straight in an all gay school, it was voice acted. Oh.
Which gay thing? Voice open the gates.
Oh yeah, I did do that. Was that stream? Open the gates. Yeah, something like that.
Oh my.
Yeah. Either way, welcome back, Data Games. We're about to sign off, but welcome back, I suppose. I was going to send the comment like after we signed off. There was one last thing I wanted to talk about before we wrap this up. Ghosty, you wanted my input on script stuff. Now that I'm finished with editing that scene, do you want to do you want me to like run stuff by me or?
I'll run stuff. Like, I'll run stuff by you later. Right now, I'm exhausted from putting myself through the gauntlet.
Okay, fair enough. Let's wrap that up after. Okay, hold on. Ghosty wants me to As we made a whole bunch of song and characters.
Oh.
I've got a midnight person. They came up something really bad. Yeah, someone messaged me on Discord and said, like, don't do things for this person, who apparently had a habit of requesting, like, like intros and stuff from people and barely like actually making content herself. So yeah, and then disappeared, and I stole this. Yeah, that's also true.
I think I still have those characters somewhere.
Yeah, whatever guys do tomorrow. I probably won't be streaming tomorrow unless I've like miraculously finished everything that I set out to do. It'll probably not be the case given the fact that I have that I basically have like 4 other scenes to do mouths for, and then the camera angles and like sound effects and stuff. So probably not. Tomorrow's going to be like a huge crunch for me. I probably won't be doing streams even then. So yeah, convenient for you, I suppose. Yeah. All right. And I'm going to continue that now, I suppose, do the next scene and render this one. So, while I get food. So please leave a like or dislike, because your opinion matters, and subscribe done so already. And on that note, until next time, farewell.
Farewell.